and then
cool.
we'll just no,
Okay.
it's right. It's only start now, and I can cut this out. Don't worry.
I mean,
It's
don't.
fine.
This is best part.
I mean, it kind of is, honestly.
Penny, you said you had a token for me?
No, I said I didn't have one. You can just use anything.
It's anything. You are.
Anything.
Do
Anything
you
at
want me to track
all.
something down?
I got it.
Do something weird.
God,
Sure, there is.
I need
It
two
feels
monitors.
weird
I
to be on
really
the
need
side
two
with
monitors.
Penny. It feels really weird. I'm so used to not being on the side
nice.
with Penny.
It's nice to have you guys here.
I
Honestly,
love
it's lovely to be
this.
invited. I'm excited.
I'm
too.
You're looking for
so
something for a
excited.
token. See if you can find a large, bald, bronze-skinned, buff woman peering wide-eyed at a crown.
Oh boy, I love her.
Royalty free, if you will.
Oh dear.
Also.
So wide-eyed at a crown, is that
Wait,
that one?
sounds.
Yeah.
Do I need to keep that on?
I mean, I think this
Do
is
you
as
use
good as
a
I'm gonna do.
crayon, the AI thing?
That's it. That's as good as I got.
You couldn't
No.
get that specific token?
I'm
That was just
sorry. I'm
described?
sorry, guys. It seems so easy, right? But
Seemed.
you know,
Come on,
If
what kind of DM are you? Come on.
one that's providing you both an opportunity to play together. So all I'm
Yes,
saying.
and we greatly appreciate it.
I think you're a great DM. He'd just like to say that he thinks you're wonderful, and please feel free to direct all the bad stuff at the other people who are criticising you. I just want that out there.
Oh, I'll take
Yeah,
it.
aka
You know I'll
the
take
other
it.
DMs.
I'll take out the flesh, the magic eating abyssal chickens I was going to put in there, the 8 spell slots.
That's some
So,
chicken.
They suddenly have a
Spell
taste.
slots. I love it. Also, I've lost your camera, Bode. Unless
Yeah.
you've turned it off.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're coming
I
back.
did. I was just
Yep.
doing eye drops.
Oh.
Now
Please do
and we
back
shall
now.
begin. We shall begin. Welcome, Group 6 and guests, to our next prep show for our charity live stream. I'm Stephen Loughlin, I'm your DM tonight, and we'll go around the table and all introduce ourselves and our characters, and then I'll give a bit of an intro. So, why don't the guests start first? Penny.
Hey, what is this thing again? Something about like a yes and stream? No.
Something,
I have no
something
idea.
like that.
Yeah.
I'm Penny. I'm the host of the stream and the lead producer, and you all were nice enough to invite me to play because usually I'm just in the background bossing everybody around. I get to actually play the game that we're all here for today, so I'm pretty excited about
Yeah,
that.
and everyone gets to watch the secret recording of Penny
Yes.
playing D&D.
The Overlord. We worship the
The Overlord.
Overlord.
Price here to get this one, right?
It's worth it. Worth this donation.
So my character's name is Finch. She is a Asima paladin, so she's a shaved head, big buff woman in full plate armor. She's got tattoos on her head, big white two-handed glaive. And the chest is a big crown emblazoned on her armor, and she's just big, strong, and super nice.
We love it.
Finch.
Yeah.
You have entered into the city. I will describe that in a moment. But there is a name of a tavern in the city that you frequent. I want you to think on that, and we'll come back to it.
Okay.
Amie.
I'm Amie. I am the backup DM for this group, but not likely to go on and totally okay with that. I will be cheering from the sidelines and doing my mod duties, which is what you'll probably see me as. But I get to play tonight, which is really cool. So I'm playing Moonshine, the Winter Fairy. She is a diviner wizard. Very tiny, very cute. Apparently now has a crown. Totally
Yeah.
okay with that. We're just going to keep wearing a crown because why not? Don't know a lot about her. She's a bit bare bones, so just know that she's left to go and discover the world and has pretty blue iridescent wings.
That there may be a unicorn in this scenario whose name is also Moonshine, which will not affect us in the slightest. Moving on.
Excellent.
Why did you say that
Amie.
name?
You and your friend Finch, who you've known from previous adventures, have just come back into town from an adventure. I want you to tell me what monster you slew. And we'll come back to that. Baby. Sorry,
Woohoo.
Purdie.
I'm ready
It's a
now.
war paint. It put me off.
Once the space paint goes on. Awesome. Kia ora, I'm Purdie. I'll be playing Baby, the beloved Goliath Barbarian. She's big, she's strong, she wears booty shorts and a leather jacket, and will poke every shiny red button. She's got a maul that looks like it was just kind of trash stuck on a stick, and it probably hits like that as well. Yeah, she's just here to stand in front of everyone and make sure she takes the hits first.
When you're on your most recent adventure, you died terribly. It was awful, and then you were brought back. You will tell me about your death.
Feels standard.
Bode. Tell us
Hello.
about Friend.
I'm Bode, they, them. I play Friend, also they, them. Friend is a satyr with 4 horns based off a Hebridean sheep that exists in our world and is really metal. Friend is an artificer armorer, so clad in heavy plate mail, scale mail, heavy armor with a kite shield and a big metal glove that makes boom noises. They're also the healer, but more like a field medic vibe, like got a healing kit
When
and
we
will
really
run
need
into
it.
when we really need it. Not so much the throwing heals around. They like jumping and punching things, and they're everyone's friend.
I like it.
Friend.
So cute.
During the last adventure, you had a heroic moment where you saved a party member. You're going to tell me who and how. Gareth, tell us about Tarquin.
Hello, I'm Gareth. I'm playing a high elf wizard, Tarquin the Honest. His deed's a legend. You've probably heard of him. He wears wonderful purple robes. He's very brave and heroic. He's probably the most important member in the party, so it's very important that they look after him. Yes, so you'll grow to love him as all his friends grow to love Tarquin and trust him, with their lives.
Tarquin, you upset an NPC. I want you to tell me their name and how you upset them, and what you did to remedy the situation or not. Amie!
Hi, I am Amie. I do a little bit of everything. I am playing Edibeth, who is a wood elf fighter, arcane archer. She is a little bit rough and tumble. One of the slightly more sensible ones of the group, but
Not high bar.
not by much. Not by much. Like it's a comparative thing.
Yeah.
She likes to stay away from combat, although she's still good in a melee fight. And loves dogs. We'll pet the hellhound. We'll try to pet the hellhound. May lose her hand doing it.
Yep. Yeah, that's
But
gonna happen.
Dog.
Erebeth, the party had a terrible plan and you thought of a better one. What was your better idea? You don't have to tell me the terrible one. What was the better idea? Going back to Penny. What was the name of the tavern?
The name of the tavern. I want to say it was the Magnificent Wastrel.
Wastrel.
Yeah,
What is a wastrel?
it's like a So it's one of those names that's like 2 opposite meanings. A wastrel's like a good for nothing person.
Oh!
Same.
Oh, this is Tigger. This is Tigger, by the way. She'll be.
She's
she'll
adorable.
settle in.
Cute. Yes.
Amie.
Mm-hmm.
I asked you a question, I've already got it. So answer your question, please.
Wow. Is any monster really a monster, or is it just a reflection of our inner self and the evil that we fight within the world, if within ourselves?
No.
Something died, Moonlight. Tell me what died.
A gelatinous cube, because I love them. They're so cool.
Oh my god.
Perfect.
Oh dear.
Baby, how bad was it this time?
Yeah, so I don't know. People don't know about it. I have had a character die to a gelatinous cube in another game, so I'm going to take that inspiration from Diva Quento, who was a lovely tiefling. But instead, this was Baby's version of it. Baby, equally dumb as Diva. We love a low int. Turns out, maybe Tarquin forgot to tell Baby that gelatinous cubes are invisible when they're fully submerged into water. And she was just like, oh shit, there's some gold at the bottom of this river. I'm a little broke. I want to buy some ale, and I have no ale money. And just went swimming, and the water was real thick. But she's like, oh, it's fine. I can keep doing this. And just kept trying, and just was so hyper-fixated on the gold at the bottom of this river, she didn't realize that the acid was just taking it out. It was bad. It was a slow, painful death.
Yes. And somehow the booty short survived.
Oh,
I definitely forgot. It wasn't some sort of experiment to see. I wasn't there timing to see how long you'd last. I definitely totally forgot to tell you about that. Yes.
You wrote it down as science.
Does that mean that you have to jump into another one to make sure that the results are verified?
It's got to be repeatable, right?
Yeah.
Control experiments.
All right, moving on. Friend, what was your heroic moment?
So during a battle with multiple enemies on both sides, friend was running back and forth because I have 35 speed, which makes me a little bit faster than everyone else. And just tapped Tarquin on the way with a little cure wounds and didn't realize, because Tarquin's too stubborn and proud, that he was really close to to zero health. And so probably Tarquin hasn't mentioned it and friend thought nothing of it, but probably saved his life.
Aww.
I'm not sure if that's heroic, but
That's your story to tell.
Any time you save Tarquin's life is heroic. That's
there you go.
definitely worth the medal. Certainly. I think
Tarquin.
a friend.
Who did you upset?
Well, there was this rather troublesome dwarf called. Well, you know, he was a dwarf, so it wasn't going to go well right from that point, really. And then he was called Duncan Daynut. He was as short as two thick planks, and he really wasn't sort of adding anything to the conversation. So I did. You know, maybe my jokes about his height could have been misconstrued. You know, I thought they were rather funny, but or that, you know, the colour of his beard. You know, he just didn't take them the right way.
He didn't insult the beard. Oh no.
Yes, but you know, dwarfs, they have no sense of humour.
And I take it you did not attempt to remedy the situation.
Well, I wasn't in the wrong, was I? So why should I? You know,
Go.
I'm an elf.
Good to know. Good to know. DBEG Dunkin' Donut. It replaces all things. We're now going on donut spelled adventure. Erebeth.
Well, we had to, try and clear out a house, and most people, wanted to run in. I suggested that we might want to wait and actually see if there are any guards first, potentially, maybe pick some off. I don't know if that actually happened or not, but that was my plan. I suggested
I think there was maybe an attempt.
Yeah, it lasted
would just
for.
keep going.
Yeah, we got through one door.
Your DC's 15. You can add your wisdom modifier.
Oh boy.
That was my slightly better plan. Did not last for long. But
I am sure. Totally fine. All right. To set the scene for tonight's adventure. You're returning this evening to the city of Elturel, high atop the cliff, as you can see in all of the artwork on Roll20 I managed to find. There's some awesome art out there, guys. Like, for all of the actual adventures, people have went totally nuts on the art. I couldn't find the author for this one. It wasn't listed anywhere, but it's some baller art. Please appreciate whoever did it. Now, even though it's evening, as you enter in through the east gate, past knightly paladins of the Hill Riders, marked with the symbol of Torm on their front vestments, and find yourself through to the magnificent Wastrel. there are no shadows. It's eerie, you're still getting used to it, you haven't been in Eltrell for long. And although all the other buildings look pretty normal, the tavern that you approach is for people that are not necessarily appreciated as much in the city as they could be, hence the name. But you notice that all of the windows are covered with thick black cloth. Because night never comes to Eltrell. The second sun, that is the companion, resides in the sky above the city. Rumors, history puts that Eltrell used to be infested with the undead, and that the current High Overseer called upon the powers and the faith of Torm and other goodly gods, and they sent the companion, which drove out the evil. You enter into the tavern, you find your favourite spots, and two parties collide, as there's not enough space, it's busy tonight, and they're all forced to share the same table. Funnily enough, this is both their own favoured table, and now they have to share, and it's causing a little bit of tension.
Well, I always sit here. You're fine. This seat, I like to sit in the corner with my back to the wall. That's always me.
I mean, at least there's enough seats for all of us, so that's something.
Well, I suppose I can keep on flying, but as long as you don't mind some ale maybe falling on your head as I flitter by.
No, you're creating a terrible breeze. Just sort of settle down somewhere, will you? That would be much better.
It's fine. The suds on your head make you feel very fresh in there. Well, I was going to say the evening time, but it's sort of always lunchtime around here. Let's get lunch.
Lunch is good. We should order more lunch.
Some sandwiches, maybe. Something nice with some cucumber, perhaps some chicken. That would be wonderful.
No, it's gonna be more ale. Ale is a lunchtime food, you guys. I don't know what you're talking about with eating. Ale, please!
Or something else with that ale, please.
You could get an example of ales. You get lunchtime ale, afternoon ale, evening ale, and then bedtime ale.
Oh, see, we are already friends. I love this.
I will plonk
baby.
myself on the table and sit on the table in front of Tarquin. So my wings block him and go, "Oh, your moonshine."
I'm actually quite fine with that, because anyone wants to shoot anything at me, it's going through you first, so that works great for me.
Yeah, he's quite fond of a meat shield, and I pull down my shirt a little bit, and you'll see some gnarly scars all across the chest.
Baby has many fine assets to her personality. Being very big is one of them, I find.
Yeah.
Well, what's your name? What's your name, Barbarian?
My name's Baby. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I hold out a hand. It's covered in soot and grease. It's gross.
Finch shakes your hand and says, "I bet I can block more damage to this weasel than you can."
Oh my gosh.
That's great. I think both of you should try that very, very hard.
This is the best lunchtime in my life.
And I would just say to Finch, have we met before? Because I am a wizard of the silver weasel. Did you pick up on that? My staff has a lovely silver weasel head on it.
She stares at you for 10 seconds without blinking, and she's like, "Yes, that's what I meant."
Good. That's what I thought. Excellent.
Finch is a genius.
Wait, no, you can't be both smart and strong. That's not how the gods bless us. You get one or the other. We got quite obviously Tarquin, smart, me, strong.
Smart.
What does that make me then?
I mean, I'm really, honestly, the best person I've ever met, because you brought me back way too many times.
Make sure everyone's friend, I think, friend.
Friend, if you could just roll me a quick 3d6.
Oh,
Oh,
what did I do?
it's a baby fireball.
3d6. Doop. Oh yeah, that's a 6 and a 1 and a 5.
Just across the road.
A solid dozen times that you've brought baby back. And that's just since you've known her.
Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly.
It's really helpful that she doesn't require diamonds to revive, otherwise the party would be broke.
Yeah.
Speaking of diamonds, does Finch have any shiny gems in her armor? Anything like, or what is it? Quite plain.
It's like she's got bronze sort of skin, and her armor is like nice plate armor. It's not fancy by any means. There's like a crown sort of like emblazoned on the chest, and the crown does have like a couple of colorful bits at the top. Your classic like circle hat with the little pointy, like that.
Yeah.
But it's hard to tell whether they're real gems embedded in the armor or if she's just colored them in.
Finch, was it? Is
That's right.
I tap one of the gems. Are you using the? Could I borrow this? I feel like I have an idea. I just need a shiny gem or some. Is that? And they start getting like little tools out.
Little Jaws tools.
Little Jaws tools. I'll give it back afterwards. I want to try something.
Sure, go ahead.
With
She's not
your
gonna take off the armor.
expertise and
She's gonna stand there and stare at you while you like chisel away at her chest.
Strangely, this is not the first time someone has banged on Finch's chest for a jewel.
This quickly though?
I don't know, our food hasn't even
I'd
gotten
like
to
to,
us yet.
I'd like to cast Mage Hand and just sort of click it at the sort of waiting staff to see if we could get some attention over here.
Boris, the innkeeper, walks by and does slap you on the back of the head and said, "What did I tell you about that? You don't click in my staff. Understood?"
Well, can we have some drinks and food over here, please? We've been sat here for
Your
ages.
usual's on its way. It's a busy night, mate.
Why is it
Hi,
so busy
Boris.
tonight?
It's the High Overseer's giving a speech tonight. It's happening in an hour.
Oh, we should go to that.
What's it?
Is it like a celebration speech or is it like a namby-pamby drone on for hours?
I don't think you'd
State
like
of the
it.
state.
Okay, no, but I got an excellent drinking game, right? So every time he talks about the future of the city, you take a drink.
Or
makes
how
it way
things
more
are going
fun.
to change for the better, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. That's a good one.
Charles, grab a couple of extra barrels from the cellar, would you? Yeah, no, the speech is coming on. It's the annual dedication to the Creed Resolute. All the Hell Riders and the knightly paladins of the Companion get together and they reaffirm their devotion to the Companion and thank it for its service, so to speak.
That sounds like fun.
Pretty
That
interesting.
sounds intimate.
Said nobody ever.
How long does
Sounds
this
like a
go on
party to
for?
crash.
Free public ceremony if you want to attend, but most of the locals go, but I'm from out of town and that's why I started this place, because it's kind of hard to sleep at night with all the light.
Have there been any rumors surrounding the event at all? Like, are there any whispers or anything about people attacking the ceremony or people trying to boycott it or anything like that?
Oh, not rumors per se, but it's significant. It's the 100th anniversary since the ride.
Oh, it's the centennial.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been 100
That's a
years
big number.
since. Don't know. You're not locals. You probably don't know. About 100 years ago, before the undead and all that, an angel came down to Elturel. So
What do you
very
mean?
aye.
It's like, what?
An angel came down, and her name was Zariel. She got together a bunch of the fighting men and women and trained them into a great army. And we were under attack, you see. There was a gate opened in the plains to the Nine Hells. You know, the actual hells, not the... It wasn't figurative, it was literal. Angels, devils, all that. And she led an army through. Apparently they pretty much annihilated the whole Blood War, and then they came back. And we hailed them as heroes, and we've called our city watch the Hell Riders ever since. There's actually an elf or two who actually went on the ride, still serving today.
Neat.
I mean, since we're in the city, we probably should partake. It's part of the local custom, and it is the best way to learn.
It sounds like a party, to be honest. Like Hell Raiders, like I feel like they put on a good shindig.
Yeah, well, if you want to get there, you just have to take a right and then go up the main fairway and then take a left. And you want to go along Storm's Blade, right? Don't forget Storm's Blade. Don't go as far as Storm's Reach. That's way too far out the way. You want to go to Storm's Blade. The procession, there's some people are starting. They want to do. They've done like a. They're walking out from where the demon incursion, devil incursion. I don't know what's the difference between a devil and a demon anyway.
Oh, I know
all
the
the way.
answer to that.
That was a rhetorical question.
Okay, I have a
Oh,
rhetorical.
I'd like to know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
miss, why don't you educate
Excellent.
everybody?
Do you want me to roll for that, or do you want me to just use my metagame knowledge?
I feel like a 10th level paladin knows the difference. Please educate me.
A devil is lawful and a demon is chaotic, but both are stupid and evil.
I told you Finch was very smart.
Yeah. No.
Well,
That's
of course,
amazing.
Everybody knew that, surely.
Anyway, so a lot of
Yes.
the locals are going to start in the east across the plains, and they're actually they should be coming through the gates any minute now, and they'll be making their way across Storm's Blade down to High Hall where the ceremony's meant to take place. There's a lot of divine magic going on around. A huge sort of angel-like shield thing's going to go down and just like reaffirm the protections of the gods on the Elder Realm. It's a whole shindig. Be interesting to watch if you're religiously inclined at all. I'm a man of Thorn myself.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think we should go. I don't know. Can I have my barrel to take away this time though, Boris? Because
Look, we've got the swap and go going, but you didn't bring the last one back, baby. It's 50 gold a barrel, you know that.
it's not my fault that there was a fireball involved in the situation. It was a very intense night.
That was on me. That was on me. I don't know.
So Tarquin, the man who snaps in my waitstaff, owes me 50 gold. That's what you're telling me.
No, because I've just said I destroyed it. It was Baby who was in charge of it, so it's hardly my fault, is it? I mean, if she runs into battle with an axe, in one
Let's be
hand,
fair, though,
not
she's not the best
beer
with
in the
money.
other, what can
I
do?
got some coins. They're a little bit.
It's like
goopy
it's
still,
shared
a bit
responsibility.
spicy.
Where the hell did you get
Pulling out
platinum from?
Gelatinous cube coin, like covered gold coins. Just really bad.
I don't know why I deal with adventurers. Anyway,
Have I got?
With some money.
Have I freed this gem?
absolutely. Quite some
just
time
all
ago.
time.
Kind of gave it a
I've gone
pause,
for
just
a
as...
second one. Just
What do you want to do with said gem?
so I want to figure out how much they're worth. If I would know that, I have a thing I can make, but I need a
Sure.
gem worth at least 100 gold points, so it might not be. That's quite a lot.
Finch, roll me, call it 2d10.
Where you're pulling this off Finch's armor, and Moonbeam literally has a crown.
Yeah,
With gems.
Oh,
do you want
how
100 or
big? How big
2d10?
is your crown?
Well, I'm a small
2d10,
creature.
please.
so
You look
that's
up
probably
from
quite
doing this and you're
small.
like,
We just
oh,
write down
wait a minute.
2d10 from Penny, please.
Both of them are ones.
Awesome. That gem, I think it's a bit of a knockoff. It's definitely worth only 20 gold.
Yeah.
I found it on the floor.
it's just stuck in with some gum.
It was actually annoyingly hard to get out. It took me a while. Baby and Erebeth, with your passive perceptions, you notice that one of the tankers on the end of the bar seemed to fall off the bar by itself.
Was it full or was it empty?
That's weird.
I need dice.
It's just a key component of the game we're playing.
No, it's a very important question, obviously. Let me just roll a d20 to see if the mug
It
was
will
filled.
determine baby's reaction to the situation.
The mug was just over half full.
That is a waste of fine ale. Who did
Did
that?
you see who pushed it off? I didn't see
I
anyone push it off.
no. It's kind of weird.
My wings can create a bit of a draft, sorry. I start spinning around and fluttering the wings so you'll
I
feel a little
grabbed
bit
all
of...
the ale and I'm like, don't!
I'm like, no,
No!
save the ale.
Did we feel any sort of vibration when it fell off, or did it seem to be more sort of ghost touched?
You can make an active perception check if you want to try and feel for any further vibrations, but your passive was not high enough to detect the first one, so...
Apparently not.
Apparently.
Can I have a look around to see what might have caused it?
Sure. Roll me a perception or investigation check, your choice.
Yeah, let's go.
Would anyone like to help?
My investigation is so bad. Let's
That's
go
why I said
with
perception or investigation.
I can
Thank
help
you.
out.
Helping the low intelligence characters.
Erebeth, you make your way through the bar. It's relatively busy. It's like you're certain that nobody actually touched it, unless like some crazy invisibility thing was going on. And like you move around the space, and there's enough people passing to and from the bar, and the waitress is going past that if anyone's invisible around here, they're very, very dexterous or very, very small. And then you put your hand on the bar, and you do feel another slight tremble. And then you kneel down and you put your hand on the floor, and then there's a heavier tremble. And the rest of you can feel it now. The room shook a little.
Something is really not good.
In my area.
Is the bar owner anywhere near, or someone that looks like a local?
Morris.
Is there usually rumbling / quakes such and such involved with this ceremony usually?
No.
We
I
might
feel
have a
something
problem.
Too. Bit odd. Well, you're the adventurers. You figure it out.
Yeah,
I've got
hold on.
something to figure out.
I'm gonna go to
Get out the
a
window.
window or a door. Look
Yeah, I was gonna say,
outside.
can I go
Like,
look
just
outside?
reach behind me and sort of pull the black curtains away and just have a look outside.
Shadows fill the room.
Well, that's different.
Oh,
It's
there's not normally shadows here, are there?
Oh, that is not good.
I don't think so. I'd like to go outside.
Oh,
too.
who turned the ladder? I'm working here.
Baby, you go to the door, open up the door, and you stare into a starry night. And there, above High Hall, against the black sky, you can faintly make out the companion, but it's gone dark.
Oh, that's
It's not good. I don't think. I
that's,
think
that's
that was meant to
really
be
not
like
good.
well lit,
Mhm.
and now it's not well lit.
I stuff my
Can-
metal cup in my bag while it's dark.
Can
Are you
I?
grabbing some of the food
like-
as well?
Are we due for like an eclipse where the
just need this
suns
cup.
might go over each other or anything along that line?
With your passive intelligence, your passive investigation, you look up and you're like, there's nothing in front of the companion.
Mm.
The companion provides light. In order to have a eclipse, you'd have to have someone go in front of it, and there's nothing there. You can see the companion quite clearly, even at this distance. It's huge, round, but it has gone dark in the center. And as you watch it, slight bits of blue energy begin sparking across the surface.
I start doing some stretches, and I'm like, okay, let's go. We're gonna go
Hey,
light this up.
Tarquin? Do you know
Yeah.
anything about this?
We need
Yes,
magic man.
yeah.
for sure.
When this happens, it's a foretelling of really bad things are about to happen. I think
Cool.
it's
And that's when the bells go off.
This guy.
Bells begin to ring from the east.
Is that
and
the
you
same
hear-
direction as the companion?
No, the companion's in the west,
Okay.
near High Hall. And you hear a loud groan as the gates to the east are open, and you can see the beginnings of the procession entering the city.
So maybe this is part of it.
Do the
they've
procession
got
look
to
like
relight it.
normal, or do they look like possessed?
You're much too
demons or
far
devils?
away at this point to see the front of the procession.
Moonshine, you know how you can you got wings and stuff. Can you go up high and see if the procession is normal people that look like they're celebrating, or people that are going to come murder everyone? I
Okey-dokey.
really hope it's the latter, because that means more fun.
Okay. Yep. No worries. I will fly up and I will do my best to have a look, I guess, to see. I mean, I do have proficiency in religion, so I
Okay.
would kind of know about the ceremony
You're
since
being-
it's got a religious component. So hopefully that would help me know if these are the same.
Alright.
normal?
You can have two checks then.
Yeah.
First, your the religion check to figure out if this would be part of this ceremony. The
Yeah.
second is a perception or investigation check to check out the procession.
Perfect. All right. So I get a +9 to my religion. So that's a 15. Why am I on rolling to the GM? Let's take that off. You can tell I'm still on GM stuff. Do you want me to re-roll that so it's actually private, the public, or
15's fine.
okay? And
You're not re-rolling a 6.
yeah, I didn't think so.
You have
Um,
inspiration if you want to spend it. It's your choice.
15's
pretty
yeah, why not? We'll re-roll it because that's fun. There we go. Now it's 21
Hey.
for
That's
religion.
better.
Having
liking to absorb information when you go to new places.
Mm.
As any fae would be curious of, especially something of such a divine nature. It is a people pilgrimage from around the world to come and see the companion.
Mm.
People worship the companion itself as an aspect of divinity on this plane. It's crazy powerful. It literally, like, there was higher level undead. We're talking like greater vampires and very, very powerful whites and stuff like that. Burned to a crisp in the light of this thing. It's a hugely magical artifact. Yes, Finch.
Is anyone panicking? Like, is the town freaking out, or is just us that can
I'm
see
panicking.
Quick question: has everyone left the inn? Are we all outside in the courtyard of the inn?
I was hoping to quickly scull a couple of whiskies before we left.
I went outside. I followed baby.
And that would be 23 for my
I've gone out as
investigation as I'm flying up around.
Excellent. We'll finish that in a moment.
Yeah.
You do see people starting to kind of come out into the streets and begin looking up. No one seems panicked yet, just confused. To finish the religion check, the fact that this has gone dark, this is supposed to be like a symbol of divinity, is literally run for 100 years. You find it very, very, very unusual. Dangerous, even, that the light has gone out. Some say the light comes from Mount Celestia itself. You check out the procession, and you see down there, you see some very concerned looks, or concerned movement. You're too far away to see the faces of these people, but like you see lots of wild gesturing, and like a couple of people in the front kind of like doing calming motions, and then like you see more guards kind of forming up to the front of the procession and then breaking away slightly and moving at speed into the city.
Cool. Head back to the group, and as I'm heading back, I will cast Mage Armor on myself because my element is up, and I will flitter down to the group and...
Just in time to make a deck save.
Cool.
The
Plus 2. I also realised I have not rolled my portent rolls for today, so I should roll those two. That is a 17.
The hair on the back of your neck stands up, and you swing to the side as a lightning bolt of electricity comes from the companion and strikes, carves down through the earth, right past where your wing would have been. You would have been out of the sky in a moment. Digs deep into the earth, carves its way through the tavern, through the buildings behind it, and through the wall, the outside of the city, gaining power as it goes.
That's concerning.
Bad is bad.
That's really bad.
Can we like go to the bad thing now? Cause
Yeah, we'll try. Let's go try and find someone who is directing people. Maybe they know where to send us to the bad thing.
The inn
moving...
behind you is on fire, and people are screaming.
I want to
Oh.
lend a hand. I want to run in and see if I can get some people out of the flaming building.
Cool. Roll me. How do you want to go about this? Do you want to try and make people leave in an orderly fashion, or do you want to just start grabbing people and chucking them out?
Oh, I start picking them up and stacking them on my shoulders. I got
Athletics.
yeah, I'm not gonna be outshone on this moment, and I join in with Finch. I'm like, oh, I'll save people, I guess.
You can both roll.
I will
I'd
cast
also
Mage-
join in, but not carrying people.
That is fine. We'll get the 2 rolls from the party. Tarquin, you want mage armor?
I'm Mage Armor, and I'm going to look for somewhere safe to hide.
Cool. Roll a perception.
I rolled 2 + 2, so I got the worst possible roll.
My roll did not go through for some reason. Hang on, I'll
Interesting,
see if it
interesting.
works there.
Finch, you see Boris as a dedicated man of Torm in full pack, rather large round man, come straight over the top of you, and you fall into the side of the doorframe and bang your head, and you take 2 points bludgeoning damage. Tarquin,
Why is this?
if lightning is raining from the sky, staying away from metal seems optimal. So perhaps being out on the street is better somehow?
Okay.
I am made of metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't stand my friend.
Baby, did you get an athletics check roll?
My sheet died. No, I'm just reloading. Roll 20.
No problem.
Give me a sec. I'll just roll it here. Is that coming through now? Yay.
Yes.
Awesome. So that will be +8.
14. They are literally commoners. You see Finch get bowled over and begin to get up, and over the top of Finch comes a pair of commoners, rapid fire, as Baby just grabs and chucks.
Yeah, I'm a little bit less subtle about my saving.
We'll be at the top just casting cantrip, shape water after shape water after shape water, trying to put out fires like a portable fire hose.
I've given up trying to help people, and I've gone out and I'm doing gust, like, on the other side with fire.
That is definitely adding to the
I'll
fire.
try
That's
to-
awesome.
No, put
Yeah.
it on!
Sorry, I'm a little bit of a scientist. I understand basic physics.
I'll go
I'm
back
gonna-
up when I blow on a candle, it goes out.
I mean, you're not wrong.
blowing
This
on the
fire
fire.
is small enough that you're not wrong. Look at
There is
roll
a
me intelligence check. See.
Do you know what oxygen and fire does?
I rolled a
Arabeth.
22.
Cool. Your gust is highly effective as you target the smaller parts of fire and whoosh them out completely before moving on. Arabeth, what would you like to do?
At the moment, while we're doing this, I'd like to try and help direct the crowd a little bit to make it a little bit easier for people to not, trample on each other and prevent other people from coming out.
I'll ask
If
for
possible.
persuasion or survival
Cool, I will go.
as you attempt to corral
survival.
people in a general direction.
I mean, people are scared enough, it's a little bit like animals, but people are scared, so it's kind of hard.
It's not terribly difficult. You do make some progress with the crowd as they start kind of funneling out into the street. Mainly, it's just trying to empty that doorway so more people can exit the building. At this point, the
I'm
ground
not really bothered
shakes again.
about the people, but I want to sort of take in the scene and see if I can work out where this lightning bolt was aimed at. Was it targeted anyone in particular? What, just try and understand what's happening here.
Roll me Arcana. As another lightning bolt crashes down through the western part of the city, ripping building after building, and eventually the walls of Elturel themselves explode outward.
I think we need to go fight the companion.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if we
Sorry,
just
who,
plug
companion?
it back in, it will stop doing this.
Turn it off and on again. That'll work.
Yeah, that's my plan.
The
Getting up
companion
there
is
might be an
burbling
issue.
with magical energy and begins raining down multiple lightning bolts throughout the city, carving a pattern. With a 13, you know that there's a pattern, Tarquin, but you're not sure what pattern.
Right. Moonshine, I think these lightning bolts have created some sort of symbology or pattern. Could you fly a bit higher and see if you can see what it is from above?
Build. Hey, can you give me like a couple of minutes to? All right.
Wait, hold on. Moonshine. Here's some guidance,
Hey,
if you will.
Fly down.
Okay.
High five.
it's just like a high five on the way
Swing
past.
your-
Analyze the.
Drive by high five.
I'd like to inform you, by the way, that you like froze like this for a second or two.
All right. I will fly up. The divinate in me is a little upset because this is a divination thing, and this is like me, and yeah. Arcana check.
Yes.
Cool.
And with your height, I'll give you advantage.
Thank you. So that is a 9 plus 9 for Arcana. Wizard. So that is 18.
Plus your d4.
Add a
Oh, plus
D4 if you
guidance.
want.
Right,
Yeah.
yes. I know how this works.
Well,
18, 19,
Nice.
20, 21.
beating the DC
Ooh.
of 20.
Yay! Thank you, friend.
You rise above smoke, and you see carved into Elturel, through the streets, through the walls, turning around in a giant circle now, as the beams of lightning become almost perpetual beams, carving into the ground around. You see a massive pentagram,
Not
a symbol
good.
of the Infernal,
Mm-hmm.
and carved into it, in that specific shape, in that specific time, the way it moves, as it almost moves as you watch it, it symbolizes the first layer of hell, Avernus. is at that point a massive black chain with huge crossbar bolt comes out of the ground below the tavern, billowing debris and rubble everywhere around. Everyone who's on the ground currently can make me strength saving throws.
Shit.
So I just wanna establish I have an aura that gives +3 to any saving throw of anyone who's within 10 feet of me. So
Yeah.
That is, everyone on the ground can have +3.
Yep, we're
+3.
Great
I think it was-
saving throw.
Beautiful. Oh no.
Holy
DC
Yes.
is
Yes.
15.
That 20!
That's a
Gareth, your guys
5.
are back!
Yeah.
Friends.
DC is 15.
Yes.
If you
With that
fail,
aura.
you take 16 points of bludgeoning damage. Half if you pass. If you did fail, you are pinned to the ground under the rubble and restrained.
I failed.
Ah,
Help.
Airbeth,
Okay.
with your natural
Yes.
20,
Yes.
you may help and allow one ally to make a reroll.
Friend, where are you?
I'm pinned to the ground. Reroll a strength save.
Yep.
Yes.
That's 16. Do I still get my +3?
Yes.
That's a 19 on
breath.
my reroll.
Tell me what is so heroic in this moment that you managed to dodge not only your own peril but your friends as well.
I think I kind of see the see the rubble coming almost in bullet time, and a friend just happens to be the closest, and I just sprint at them and like tackle them to the ground out of the way of a piece of rubble.
You see, pinned beneath the rubble, looking up through the smattering of dust, a huge wrought iron chain springing out of the ground, then landing a huge thump far in the distance, and the chain goes taut, and then it rips through the high temple of Gond off to the east, close to where the procession is. And you see the tower give way and crumple and be destroyed and ruined. We still have party members, period, in the rubble. And there are
should I
screams
take-
around.
Could you push these rocks?
So did
off
I
of me,
not
think?
take?
At this
Did I
point,
not take that damage?
no damage, only half damage for friend. At this point, we're going to roll initiative to see what order things happen.
Okay.
Under all his rocks. Alright.
What is my initiative? +2.
Oh, by the way, I
I'm
can't
rolling
select my
so
token.
much better today.
We're not worrying about tokens right now. This is a
Okay.
Theater
Theater of the Mind initiative for order of operations, not combat.
Sweet.
I'll take the 8 at my advantage.
Okay, and we'll go around the table. Abby, your initiative was? Erebeth, rather.
22.
Hill Tarquin.
Do we just click on initiative to roll it, or do we roll and then add an
Yes.
initiative to it? I can't remember.
I believe.
Yeah,
Click on the
yeah.
click on the word initiative.
Oh yeah, so it would be 4 then.
Go. Tarquin. Baby.
Is 8. Rolled really high on both of those.
Moonshine.
19. I am rolling really high, and this is worrying me for later on.
No, I believe it. I saw you in our other warm-up game.
Oh.
And all those 20.
Friend.
12.
Well. And Finch.
Natural 1.
Whoa! Yo,
Yeah.
alright, top of the round. Erebeth, you have dodged this massive amount of debris. You have helped friend get out of the way. You hear screams around you. There is rubble, there is ruin. There are dozens of commoners, just people of the city, running around, screaming, trying to get people out from under the rubble already. The place is a mess. What would you like to do?
Can I please locate baby? Where is baby currently?
So we're going to run this a little bit of like a skill challenge. Once the
Yes.
party is out, we'll see if you guys want to help the commoners around you. So, perception check to find your friends.
Cool. 13.
13. I rolled a 12. You can find one friend. I'm going to roll to see who it is. It is Baby.
Hey!
You can tell because of the massive ball poking out with a large bicep, which is the only thing stopping a massive stone from falling on top of about 3 other people.
Ah, yes, that is baby. Would I also potentially be able to help get that off and help baby get out of there?
Roll. Do you want to attempt this yourself, or do you want to give baby the help action on her turn?
I'll give baby the help action.
Oh.
Baby is much stronger than I am.
Moonshine. You see this carnage below you.
Yeah. I think the moment that I started to see the symbol of hell, I would have been going straight towards my bestest friend Finch, knowing Finch, and then being devastated. So I would like to try and find Finch.
Oh, perception or investigation?
Investigation, please. Is a 14 plus 5, I think? Sorry, I was looking at my spells. It's either 5 or 9. 5, so 19.
You can hear the rhythmic tapping as though there's rubble still falling on that plate mail.
Perfect.
Right
I
on the
will.
ground. Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun.
I will flitter down, start to dust, and I will essentially use my help action to help
Oh.
Finch. I'm not even going to attempt to lift Finch by myself
Absolutely.
because I am
Hell-
tiny and Finch is huge.
You are tiny and Finch is huge, and she's buried under a massive rock. How are you helping?
I am like, there's enough of a gap that I can get my little fairy hands in there, and I start like giving shoulder massages and being like, come on, Finch, you've got this. You've got the power to do this. I need you.
Sure, I'll allow it. Friend.
So Tarquin's pinned, right? Tarquin,
Help! I'm over here.
Tarquin,
Hello.
Tarquin. Can I
I'm
find him?
stuck under this rock.
Perception or investigation, your choice.
There's so many rocks.
Rocks full, party dies.
Hey, we set the theme!
TPK! Hey!
22.
Friend, with your understanding of tinkering and such, you're relatively aware of how a building is put together and how they fall down, because you have crashed through several buildings in that enhanced plate armor of yours. It's not the first time you've had a building fall on you, probably not going to be the last. You've managed to locate most of the civilians inside of where the tavern stood, which had been ripped in half by lightning bolt.
most of Tarquin.
Also that. Also that.
Not quite all of it.
Tarquin's not quite that squishy.
He's missing his head, unfortunately.
You do see that it's relatively comical. There is a large barrel, potentially one that was supposed to have baby in it, or it was supposed to be babies, has seemed to have like popped, leaked all the ale off to the side and possibly over Tarquin, you're not sure from this angle, and you can hear him like tapping on the outside of the inside of this barrel, seemingly trapped within.
Oh, just in the barrel? Is there anything heavy I need to move to get to?
There is like a piece of
Open the
rebar
barrel.
like over the top of it, although they don't have rebar. A crossbeam from the top of the. And we'll roll to see
yeah,
how.
I just want to
difficult-
go. How
I say,
difficult it
friend,
is.
I'm stuck in here. Could you help me? I say.
Yeah. Can I use Thorn Whip to either like pull the bar off or snap it in half? Probably easier to pull it. Eh?
Sure. Give me a.
Just for some flavor.
Let's go for spell attack. Yeah, roll spell attack for me.
Is that just
Proficiency plus
roll
intelligence,
intelligence?
which whatever your
Should be
So I'll
in
just-
spell.
do this? This is
That
my
works, yeah.
intelligence roll plus
proficiency, which is plus 4 right now, I believe.
4.
Yes.
23.
Keeps good. Yeah, easy enough. Considering my DC was 17. Well done.
Yes.
The thorn whip wraps around the rebar, and you look around. You're actually quite well, considering you actually know where everyone else is. You're not going to drop this on anyone. And you heave back, and the rebar comes off. The entire barrel rolls to the side and rolls slowly, and Tarquin spills out the end.
Tarquin, drinking
Thanks,
time is
Fred.
over. We need to fight or flee.
Somehow,
I vote flee.
Tarquin is still amazingly clean. You're not sure how. You think rather than freeing himself, he might have prestidigitated himself clean before attempting to come out. Baby.
Priorities.
All right, so I made my deck save, but I'm kind of like got a couple people underneath.
You're
me,
help
so-
like if you sorry, I thought you'd actually failed, but if you did pass,
the aura I
oh,
passed.
there we go. Only through that Finch's Majesty, you can see the little bit of bronze just shining in your general direction. You do have, however, are currently unable to move. Otherwise, this massive rock's going to squish about 3 people.
You do have me
Alright,
helping.
uh,
Thankfully, everyone has
just-
run over.
Yeah, I kind of want to like Valerie Adams yeet this rock into the far distance.
Where it hopefully won't
preferably
hit anyone
into-
else.
into like one of the
Cool.
lightning canyons that have been created.
Cool. You can roll me a
Or-
perception check to see if you can guess whether or not there's anyone on the other side of this rock when you eat it.
Yeah, let's go. 7 feels good.
Awesome.
I'm confident.
Roll athletics.
All right, let's go.
At advantage, you're being helped, I believe, by Erda.
Yep. The 19. I'll take the 19.
Cool. Now roll a d20.
Yeah.
Don't roll below a 5.
Let's roll below. Not roll below.
I believe in you.
It's
This massive Tarquin, you stand up, and just as you're standing up, very, very close along the top of the hairline, massive rock crashes into the building on the other side, and Baby helps free a bunch of commoners.
yes.
You knew I was here, right? Didn't you, baby?
Oh yeah, it was just
Yeah.
purely for dramatic effect. It looks great. Your hat's still in the barrel though.
The city continues to shake and tremble, and more of these huge black chains are ripping up through the ground and grabbing onto Elturel. And then you get a distinct feeling, and some of you might have felt this feeling before, grabbing onto a dragon as it takes off, falling off of a cliff, and then being as part of a Feather Fall spell, or more mortal equivalent, like riding an elevator. As you feel the city begin to descend.
I don't want to alarm anyone, but I think we're being dragged down to hell,
Where's
Again.
the
I'm not-
beautiful bronze lady?
and not one of the nice hells.
Oh,
Well,
can
that's
I
awesome.
meet? Can I visit? Never mind. Can I visit my lovely patron? That's
No.
not canon. Sorry.
No, it's not canon!
Moonshine.
No
are
one
you-
will-
is that Finch under there that you're just like massaging?
Yes, it's me.
Finch is under here.
feels
Come on,
nice.
Finch. It's time
Oh.
to come out.
Sorry.
Oh,
Tarquin,
come
it is
on.
indeed
Can
your
I
turn.
grab a hold of? Oh.
We're still in a show of Tarquin, it is your turn.
So who's still trapped out of the party?
Finch.
Finch.
Right. Okay. I will cast Mage Hand and just pathetically push at the boulder that's trapping Finch.
Cool, just roll me a
Different
d20. I want to see if you destabilize the load.
Oh no.
Obviously, I've calculated how this would affect it.
Oh, sure, add your intelligence then. Why not?
So that will be 23.
Yeah.
You know what? Somehow, miraculously, it does help. Finch, if you'd like to attempt to free yourself at advantage, you may.
Oh, I was gonna argue my way into advantage, but I have it now anyway, so I don't. Do you want to hear what I was gonna say?
I do, I really
Yes.
I was gonna say I'm a polearm master.
Amy's obvious.
According to a feat, I'm a polearm master. And what is a polearm but a stick? And what is a stick but a lever? So I could probably leverage my way out. But judging by the fact that you screwed up your face, it probably wasn't gonna work. So what am I rolling?
Your
Good job,
choice.
you've got
Athletics or
a heroic
acrobatics.
wizard here to help you out.
I will say, with a double help from 2 party members, I have rolled a disadvantage for your DC, and your DC is lower.
Okay.
Yay!
Who wizards are helping you with this strength thing?
Yeah.
I would like to, and hear me out here. I'd like to make an intimidation roll.
Sure. Run that by me?
Yeah, because standing up, like just standing up straight from having a boulder on you is quite an intimidating thing to see.
I mean, let's
No?
see if you get out first.
Sorry,
Yeah, okay,
We're getting one step ahead of the curve here.
I'll just roll athletics.
At advantage. DC is 13. Oh,
Oh, I do have inspiration, though. Can I use
You,
that?
you do have an
advantage.
advantage.
You also have advantage?
Oh.
Because I'm sitting there giving you fairy massages.
You can't see it, but I rolled a 6 and a 10, then plus 2 for athletics. So that is
Okay,
advantage.
so let's use that inspiration. Let's go.
Yeah.
Inspiration is on the table. Roll again.
Now's the time.
It's gonna be worse, isn't it?
No,
Finally.
Yay!
Plus 2.
Inspiringly, you're standing up for a salute, just go full Terminator pose, just all upper body, no arms, no nothing, and the whole boulder just falls off. You may roll your intimidation check if you. I'm not sure who you.
Who are you intimidating?
all of us.
Yeah,
just
everyone.
just
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And as I
You
look at
guys ever
them,
seen The Undertaker just sit up after he takes a finishing move?
yeah. I just look at Finch and I go, even like I'm already quite stony white being a Goliath, but it, like all the blood just drops from my face. I'm like, oh shit, I'm in love.
And because I'm behind from the massages, it's like the iridescent radiating skin of the fairy is radiating off Finch's natural glow, so glowing even more, looking even more.
It's a full anime moment. It's incredible.
Full anime. You get these
Sparkles,
score marks against the front of your armor, which make you look even more badass and more battle worn. I would say, with that ridiculousness, you can have advantage on any other intimidation checks this session.
Also, can I cast a spell, or are we moving on?
I think we're moving down.
If you want to cast a spell, I'm not going to stop you.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like you don't need those spice for later.
I'm gonna pull a little ring out of my armor, and I'm gonna flick it over to Baby, and tell her to put it on. I'm gonna cast Warding Bond.
So,
Or
this is the fastest proposal I've ever had, and I 100% say yes.
So
I shall warn you greatly when you you gotta die at some point, probably. We all die, sometimes more than once. But I appreciate this, and I love it. See Baby
It's
like
just
blush.
you. So what it does?
The warding bond's horrendously good.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember what it does?
We like split damage or something? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
while you're within 60 feet of me, you have a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws, and you have resistance to all damage, and also each time you take damage, I take the same amount of damage.
Oh man, okay. Hang on.
And
Normally
don't take
this-
the ring off, because then we both take a bunch of psychic damage.
Oh no, I'm
Normal-
gonna be so close to you.
I will say, normally, this would not stack with your rage, but because of this bullshit, I'm going to allow it.
Yeah.
Just the
Amazing.
power of the intimidation and the gloriousness and the
full
intensity of Baby swooning.
And Finch is going to walk up to you and take your hand and say, "Today, we wed in hell."
Oh, yeah. There's like tears in her eyes. Like she looks over. Friend, will you be my best friend? Be my best friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Druidcraft flower petals as we sink down to hell. Winning!
Wedding!
Prior to the session, there's already been a wedding. Boris wanders out slightly concussed. It's like, I don't know, pronounce you wherever the hell this is. What's happening?
It's a destination wedding. How
It's a
wonderful.
destination wedding. I mean, yeah, we would though.
How fast are we sinking?
I was getting to it, but there was things happening. You see the walls of literal mud, stone, rock coming into limestone, coming into heavier, darker, rich earth, burying you alive almost. You look up and the sky and the tiny little black speckles of starlight that can reach this far down. You're miles below the surface by this point, and you seem to be gaining speed.
Okay,
Right.
And
so
is the whole city?
Yeah.
everyone's going.
Should we maybe brace
Grab
ourselves
onto
somehow?
someone or something on the ground, because otherwise I'm just going to be left up floating.
Oh, there is no change in the gravity.
Ah,
Oh.
interesting.
Weird.
Just a feeling of the pulling up inside, but not physically.
Well, can we leave the bar and go out to like a clearer space where there's going to be less things that can fall on top of us?
Well, that's a good
Sure.
idea. Maybe a square or something.
Yeah.
I will move you guys onto the next map.
Ooh.
Good. Can't you teleport? You could just teleport us out of here. Can you do that?
Well, I did think about leaving, but you know me, heroic. I couldn't just leave you all behind.
Well, no, that question was, can you take us all with you? We cannot just leave. No.
You move southwest into the market square. You can see people crawling out from the rubble, helping each other. They're recovering slowly, but the fires are not going out by themselves. And in fact, they seem to be gaining ferocity. You come into the large clearing, and you can see High Hall in the distance. And you can see it seems to have taken some damage. You see big cracks up through its porcelain white marble walls. And it's strange, with the two wizards, your passive investigation. You're walking past, and you see bouts of steam. And everywhere else, they see the bouts of steam, but they don't put two and two together. The water in the fountains you're passing, as there's many water features throughout the whole of Elfrail. It's one of the common pieces of, and some of them even have holy water in them. They're actually beautiful. They're bubbling, they're boiling away as the steam slowly rises.
Is the air temperature getting hotter?
That and the distinct smell of brimstone touches your tongue and works its way into the back of your throat.
Oh, I once went to this place called Rotorua. It smells quite like that.
I'm a winter fairy. I like snow and ice. I don't like this.
Yeah, this is unfortunately the exact opposite of that.
I'm glad I'm in my shorts.
You guys have just been buried under rubble and doing heavy lifting, heavy activity, but as your bodies begin to cool down, you realize they're not getting cooler. The air is getting hotter. And finally, the sides of the city fall away, and you look out into a red dawn, perpetually in every direction. Huge motes of fiery storm clouds, twist with fire tornadoes, dust clouds, and then black clouds that move independently in different directions on their own. Something living in the distance is coming this way.
This is a nice vacation spot.
I mean,
Screams start
delightful.
rapidly.
Can we make out what it is that's coming towards us?
Perception.
What do I know?
Or
What do I know
arcane?
about Evanus?
Roll religion or history.
16 on perception.
16 on perception. There is something, some bigger things and some smaller things. Definitely flying, definitely heading this way.
Right.
I cast fly on myself.
Cool. Finch with a 15, I believe it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. Avernus, first layer of hell. The location where rages the blood war. The war between devils and demons. Demons bubble out of the river Styx, using it as a pathway from the abyss to hell. And they crash against devil hordes that hold them back. The demons are endless, but the devils are very well organized. Their rigid hierarchy, like Roman legions, hold back the tide. And if that war ever swings too far in one direction, the other side will have so many resources that the material planes would never stand a chance.
What would they want with the city?
That is not something that stands to history. The only connection you have is that the Angel Zariel and the ride happened 1 century ago today.
I see.
Is that my friend
Something to do
Zariel?
with the companion.
That is.
Friend, stop thinking of the past.
Or the future.
Okay.
We don't know when that
Little mage
happens.
comes and casts Modify Memory. Range level.
Great
Moving on.
backstory.
I think this is a wonderful honeymoon spot. I'm glad that you could all join us. Screaming
run
is like a
towards the
little loud.
screams.
I was just expecting some fireworks, maybe some flags for the centenary. I think this is going a bit over the top, really.
It's like some like live action role playing stuff.
Right.
Very entertaining.
Is
I
there
wanted an
an
escape
obvious
room wedding.
place where people are rallying or anything like that?
The majority of people seem to be cowering, not quite sure what to do. No one
Yes,
stood up to lead
that's
them. All of the guards that are normally in this sort of area, all of the Knights of Elturel, all of the figures of importance, community leaders, all the people who would stand up in this sort of situation and start directing the crowd, are part of the procession or already at High Hall. In fact, Boris is probably the most known man about town there is currently, and he's concussed.
Is there like a platform or a wall or big piece of fallen rubble I could climb up on and like address the people?
There is the clock tower that fell.
Sure, I'll climb up on that.
All right. You make your way up. There's a huge hand that you kind of stand up on, and you're actually standing on the minute hand that's down at actually, no, they'd be both at 12 o'clock because that's what time it happens. And you clamber up, and you stand, and the crowd kind of gets around, and they see a figure of authority, and they slowly gather up.
Having seen Finch do this sort of thing before and knowing what's happening, I'll cast Prestidigitation to increase their voice and give them more aura so that more people can hear.
Oh, I just sat there and I'm like, I'm so proud.
Yes, I'm just gonna call out and say, people, friends.
That's you.
What's the name of the town?
Elturel.
Folk of Elturel, take cover, get inside, stay safe. You five, stay close to me. I'll protect you. And she's just gonna jump down and start marching off towards where the flying creatures are coming from.
I'll turn to Baby
Roll me a
and say,
persuasion check. And with
you got,
Amie
you
help,
got, you got a really good one.
Moonshine helping, you can have advantage. Sorry, Erebeth, you were saying?
No, just I turn to Baby and just say, you somehow got a really good one. I have a feeling.
Yeah, I nailed
Yeah.
it.
Very
I only
impressive.
took like a few times, but
Yeah. Like the last couple.
I know.
I didn't want to say anything,
We
but
won't talk about Greg, okay? Like, that was a mistake. We all saw it coming, but I couldn't help myself.
Finch, with
That
the
was the
12,
biceps,
you have started moving people in the right direction. They're panicking, they're looking for someone to tell them what to do. It's not overly high in DC. They are starting to kind of band together and try and get more people out, but also take cover and find what goods and things they can. And you begin to move off to the east, where said incoming is coming from.
Hey baby, did you know I could do this? And friend starts to do a backflip and then just floats off.
Friend, you broke gravity. I can't save you. You are too far away.
And then I just fly after Finch.
That is so cool. We got 2 flying people in our party now.
You make your way up the causeway into one of the main thoroughfares, and you can see that the procession is nearly got to this point. But with I think Baby and Erebus perhaps perception, you'll see the dust trail left by the knights who have rushed ahead towards High Hall. They will probably be hitting Torm's Blade relatively soon. So do you go east towards procession or west towards Torm's Blade?
When I was flying
The
up,
party in general?
yeah, when I was flying up, I did see all the guard move to the front of that procession. So I'll turn to Finch and explain that I saw this, so that maybe there's allies there that we could go and have with us, or
Which way?
Well, my gut feeling is we should head towards High Hall. I think that's where
That's
all
where the
the
big wigs
important
are.
people will be. Perhaps that will be the best place to go to.
Well, High Hall. We're either going to Torm's Blade or Torm's Reach if we want to go to High Hall. We gotta cross the bridge.
Yeah.
at
Moonshine,
the
did they
inn.
seem...
Boris said
Did the
to.
soldiers seem... Sorry.
Well, that's
Sorry. Yeah.
Did the soldiers seem surprised or freaked out when this started happening? Or
Yes,
how
very
did they
much so.
react?
That is what Moonshine noticed earlier, that there was wild gesticulating in that general direction, and then a large contingent of the guard moved off. And with the passive intelligence of our wizards, they're like leaving the commoners virtually unprotected. So, towards the safety of Highhall, or towards the people in need?
Towards the people in need.
People in need, obviously.
High Hall. Let's all go to High Hall, everyone. Let's go that way, where it's safe.
Hey, see you there, Tarquin. Bye.
You are always going to be safe because you have both myself and Finch. Mostly Finch because wow, like that just I mean the glow around all the time, like wow. Really saved my skin back there.
Come on,
So
Tarquin.
you seem to be going towards the
Yeah.
civilian. Tarquin, you're allowed to split from the party and go towards safety if you wish.
I'm not going anywhere on my own.
No.
In a place full of demons and devils. No, I'm sticking with the people who hit things very hard.
Yeah. I think there was like a split second of like looking at the safety and being like, no, following us.
It's like, oh, maybe there's someone who knows what's going on there. No, let's no, there's people in need. And probably a fight, so let's go there instead. And like, no, I assume no one who knows what's going on in that direction, so that's where we're going.
And next.
Ooh.
Page.
Ooh.
Yo,
Okay.
y'all enter in. I realize the directions are reversed. I did not think of directions when I put this on map. But we can pretend you rounded a corner and that goes into a cul-de-sac. Why not? So, you come upon a few guards preventing the oncoming onslaught of this humongous white, completely made of bone devil. Its face is gnarled, jagged teeth, and it has a huge big mane that flares up, made completely of bone. In its hand is a long, jagged spear made out of someone.
Someone.
Someone. Wonderful.
Next to it, bounding over the rubble, crunching, leaving huge tracks in the actual stone ground, breathing fire from their mouths, are a trio of hellhounds.
Oh no.
Puppies.
Right. I would like to cast haste on baby straight away.
Puppies.
Oh no.
We will be rolling initiative, and we will not be precasting any bullshit.
I did see you. I did see you moving to hide.
Bullshit to precast as well.
Baby can only handle so many buffs.
You run around the corner, immediately both parties clock each other, and initiative is rolled. So,
Alright.
bear with me, I'm going to try and do the thing.
Okay.
On the thing.
Do the thing.
Cool.
There's a button. For the
So
initiative.
everyone
The
wait
initiative order
for-
has been loaded
yeah.
now, please.
Whoa.
Wait.
Yeah, so
Did I do it too fast?
Oh.
there we go. Yes.
Yeah,
That's
there we
fine,
go.
it was a 5.
Can add
my
turn
one's at
order.
advantage anyway, so
Yes, that
I'll
is fine.
happily take that 19.
Where's
Hey,
where's
um,
my character?
Ian.
She gone?
My
Yes.
token's not selectable. I need to be
No.
given my token so that I can.
Ditto.
So in
sounds
under the token, in the
Uh-huh,
cogwheel, you should in there somewhere there should be a controlled by, and you should then be able to put some
Come on,
names in
thing.
there.
Aha. You know what?
Am I
It's
correct?
because-
Because I'm not. This is completely from memory.
You would normally be correct, however, I have just used a representative random monster token rather than a character token, which is meaning it's not letting me. So what we'll do is we'll just simply add you manually
Yeah.
in the initiative order.
Okay. You can do that.
That's surely fine.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Why did I get a
Roll for
natural 20
initiative.
now?
Because you're gonna get at least another half dozen more. We know how your dice roll.
Amie, Wizards going first is the best thing ever. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, totally,
Anyway.
totally what we want.
Finch, what did you roll for initiative?
Sorry, me.
Yes.
I got an 8. I wish I was using my real dice because D&D Beyond has not been kind to me tonight.
Oh,
D&D Beyond loves me. I don't know what it is.
It doesn't like me either.
The other night, I rolled like 4 nat 20s in a game though, which was really
Oh,
nice.
nice.
And then only like 1 or 2 nat 1s.
It was like 8 in the end that I cast with
Yeah.
you guys when I was DMing,
Yep,
right?
I
It was
counted them.
ridiculous.
Moonshine, what's your initiative modifier?
+2, so I'm 22.
Okay.
The dice don't like
funnily
me. I
enough-
just accidentally rolled
Yeah.
Funnily enough,
I'm good.
I'm going to honor the natural 20 there and let you go first, but technically I think Erebeth actually beat you.
I think the
7
curse
for
is
me,
traveling
and then
through
I
the
have
group.
a
Alright,
dex of 19. If you need any tiebreakers.
Yeah, you're definitely faster than me. Dex and strength are my dump stats. Wizards.
No. Alright, Erebeth, you're up first.
Oh, what?
Sorry, I reshuffled you. The two of you can decide between yourselves who goes first.
Wait. I got like a 7 on initiative.
Casters, pick your spells. Before you, there is a horde of commoners being protected by some guards, and some scary-looking devils seem to be closing on them quickly.
Okay. Wait.
Yeah, I have Erebeth at a 7.
Yeah, I have an initiative of 7.
Okay.
So I should be way
For some
down that
reason, you're in there
list.
as 22, so...
No, that's
No, that's
no,
moonshine.
That's moonshine.
Yeah.
Okay, fixed. Moonshine, you're first.
Cool.
Go.
That's why I was so confused, because I was like, wait, I didn't roll that high.
I'll allow it. Like, let's go.
I mean, sure, you want me to shoot some things? I'll shoot some things.
cool. All right. I will have a look around and have a look at my fellow wizard, and then just do like a nervous little. When you're in a pinch, go to Finch, and I will race over to Finch, and I will cast haste because I had the exact same idea of Finch. So you have
dream team combination. I love this.
So you have +2 to your AC. Your speed is doubled. Advantage on dex saves and an extra action.
Cool.
And then after I do my little twinkle around you and go get him, Finch, and then I move back. Because I am a squishy wizard!
Do you fly up or do you stay on the ground?
Yeah, I will like fly. I mean, gravity's weird, so I can't fly too far, but yeah, I have a move speed of 30 flying or walking, so I will be like about 30 feet off the ground, still in healing range of the party, but you know, a little bit safer, not so
Hopefully not
clustered.
in hitting range.
I can't move my token, but I will try to
that's fine.
move a little bit away from the party down here, so we're not all clustered together in case of fireballs, because fire is not my friend.
I'm saying control by, determined by character setting, and I don't know how to fix that.
It's okay. I will just point where I want to move to. And that's my turn. Nice and easy.
Easy.
Perfect. Next, second wizard. Go.
Right. So I would just tap baby on the shoulder and say, "Go get a baby," and cast haste. So again, +2 AC, double movement speed.
Two wizards!
Two wizard party!
And then I will hide. I'm presuming this is like a hideable rock just here.
You need to spend an action to hide, but you do have 3/4 cover.
Well, yes, I will do that then. I won't hide, but I will be behind it. So yeah, yep. And that'll be my turn, basically. Yep.
Maybe.
Oh,
Remembering that you cannot travel more than 60 feet from Finch without breaking the spell.
boy. Okay. So I won't run my full 80 feet. As much as I want to. My thighs are just burning with anticipation. That's
Wow.
alright. 'Cause
That was very sexual.
It was. Amy's a very sexual person. She's in booty shots. It's a lot going on. It's mostly leg. So I'm going to run forward my 60 feet. Which is... Wait, hang on. This big old rock here in the middle. Is that
15 foot tall.
in the way of things? Alright, I'm gonna run on an angle. I'm gonna go down. So let me just hang on. I'm gonna zoom in so I can... Oh, I know how to use things.
This is why we're having the practice game, guys. You can figure it out.
Can you see that? That's as far as I can get you. So there.
So what I'll do maybe is I'll go to here because I've got enough in my sleeve, I think, to run around.
That will take you 70 feet away from Finch.
Oh
Yeah, you
shit!
gotta
No,
stay
hang on,
within
no,
6 feet.
no,
Stay
hang
married.
There, I'll go there. We're married. It happened. It was beautiful. I believe Boris officiated.
Yeah, it happened
Okay.
like 10 minutes ago.
I'll start like
In-game.
jogging and then like look at the ring and then look back, and that's why I slow down and don't go as far. And I like bring out my maul and I put her in front of me, and I'm like, "Oi, you ugly mutts, come here!" And I would like to rage and also take the dodge action. Do a combination.
Okay, you square up. No, roll me intimidation. Let's find out if you can
Lure some
bring in the
puppies
bigger
over.
one. You gotta be a natural one.
Okay, I think I did.
Look, this one's a little bit of a sensitive soul. He's been through the cycle a few times and never really got beyond this stage, and he thinks it's a personal beauty issue, and you really touched a nerve.
I did. Amazing.
But you do see every spike on its back, or individual, you see it's like the bone cracks apart and the spikes stand up on end. This wicked looking tail comes over its shoulder and just poises itself to strike.
Yes. Come here.
After your turn, my trio of hellhounds run up and breathe fire over everyone in that little area. Which is going to be Baby, who gets advantage on her dex save.
I do. I can see this happening. The spicy dog breath.
Unfortunately, even if these guys make the save, they get murder-related.
It's fine. It's not about them. We're the main characters. As long as Tarquin lives to tell our story, that's all I care about.
That's the main thing, yes. Get up right is right.
I rolled
Need
two
Tarquin.
19s.
I need far too many d6 for this story.
Oh, don't say
Let's
that.
just take the average.
It's okay. I'm resistant to this now as well.
So it's 3.
Okay.
And
Do I need
it's
to make 3 saves? Or
Yeah.
just 1? Okay.
3.
I'll keep going. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
I flew too close to the sun on that.
The natural 20 on the second one. I will allow a flat roll on the third one as a reroll.
Oh, okay. I'll take that. Is that using my inspiration?
No.
Okay, just
You
for
hit the nat 20, and it was part of the whole thing, but unfortunately that one does still fit.
Didn't help.
Cool.
Wait,
Uh,
I'll
you
use
still
the
have-
inspiration. I'll use the inspiration. I'll just keep going. I'll keep rolling d20s. It's D&D, baby.
Cool. So what would be 63 points of fire damage? You pass all the saves, which brings it down to 31.
Which
And you also
then
have resistance
is
to all of
reduced.
that.
You're resisted to, so both you and Finch take 15 points of damage.
Oh,
As
I
a
love
torrent of
you, Finch.
hellfire, all 3 of the hellhounds come bounding forward, and one jumps up, and in this triangle of like absolute hellfire fury, just bury Baby, who somehow, still dodging, managed to just grab a piece of rubble and hold it in front of her, and the whole piece of rubble melts in her hands, and there's a molten stone just dripping from you at the moment, but somehow stands there, steaming, relatively unscathed.
I just look back at the party with this huge grin like, you guys see that? Yes!
Cool. Then my little doggos are going to bound back behind cover because they've got a ton of movement.
Oh my gosh.
Ah,
That's a lot of
damn it.
movement. Erebus gonna have to run so much further to pat them now.
Cool. And Finch, you're up.
Okay, I would like to run up to here.
Cool.
But first, before I do that, I want to turn to Moonshine and say, thanks, darling. And then I'm going to touch my chest. I'm going to use my first action to use Lay on Hands and give myself 30 healing back.
Nice.
Yes.
And then I'm going to run up to stand next to my wife. I'm going to use my second action to cast Spirit Guardians, designating all of
action-
my...
Sorry,
Is
the
it
hasted
meeting-
action is only an attack, not a spell.
Oh, it can't be a spell?
It's specifically in the haste spell, it's an attack or a dash or something like that. It's very specific actions you can do. You can't cast 2 spells in one turn with haste. That would be bullshit.
Lay on Hands isn't a spell, it's an ability.
But you can't lay on hands as a hasted action either.
Okay, that's fine.
You got one thing. You got one awesome thing, and then a minor thing. My
Okay.
apologies.
Then I guess I'll use my extra action to run up to here. Then, go take the dash action.
Go for that dash. Oh,
Keep going.
So I can't use any I couldn't attack, so I'll just use my.
if you read the haste spell, it tells you exactly what you can do with your hasted action.
Yeah.
I'll double check that.
Attack, one weapon attack only, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object.
There we go.
Well,
That nice thing about Roll20 is you can just drop it in the chat.
If your sheet is linked to Roll20.
no, I've got it open, so that's
Yeah,
fine.
it's come up. Thanks,
I am
Purdie.
happy.
Haste is good, but it's not that bullshit. 2 spells in one turn would be like action surge every round, and that'd be hilarious. Cool. Alrighty
Yeah,
then.
wizards would haste themselves in that case.
That is true. That is true. Cool. Now I have been intimidated, my big old bone devil, into coming after a specific person, who shall remain named. Maybe. Damn it.
Feels familiar. There's a common theme amongst our games. The biggest mini on the map is mine.
Well, you know. Cool. He takes this huge, like long, kind of like pike-like protrusion, which has a wicked hook at the end, and it flies close to you, not within 5 feet, and tries to grab you by the legs.
Okay, I am currently dodging.
Disadvantage for me. That is a 16 and a 19. Taking 16 for a 24 to hit.
Oh, no. My AC is currently 20 also, by the way, because of all the extra stacks of everything. It's a fun time. But no.
Oh, only 20.
Only 20. I know, it's rookie numbers.
That is a 17 damage.
17. Awesome.
Which is, sorry, it's 30 damage total, which is half to 15.
Yep.
And then we'll have it again, 7 to you, 7 to Finch.
Cool.
Cause it's bullshit.
You just tell me what to put on my sheet.
Not a problem, not a problem. It grabs you by the leg, and then it flies up the way, as you are grappled. And
Nice.
you slam the back of your head, you see white for a second as he hoists you 20 feet into the air.
It feels rude.
You're still 10 feet away from him, on the end of the conversation.
On the end of the pole.
Yeah. He's actually stabbed this straight through your Achilles tendon, and you're hanging by your foot. It is exquisitely painful. But you're killing yourself.
Baby!
Yep. I'm going. I shout out to Brand off in the distance, like, Brand, look, I can fly too.
Oh!
Erebeth, you're up.
Okay. My
Got a good
plans has
target now.
changed dramatically from when this fight started. Okay.
That's what I do. That's how I DM. Change their plans. Don't let them plan, then they'll win.
Okay. I am most definitely grabbing up my bow. Aiming at that bone devil. Oh. Do I?
Yeah,
Just so we're clear,
Yeah.
if you kill it, it definitely drops to the ground and falls on baby.
that's
Yeah.
fine.
Wait, so how is
Yeah.
it floating? What's happening?
It's flying on these big, humongous bone wings, which have no tendon or leather or anything between them, but
Shouldn't
still
be able to
somehow
fly, but
it
can.
flies. Hey, baby, you can hear soft screams coming off of the area between its wings. It's almost like the souls of the damned are bound within its wings.
Yes, the music of my people.
You can never intimidate baby with bullshit. You never do. You're just too happy to be here.
Oh, I'm concerned that
Erebeth.
this is not.
Yes,
I'm
push up.
concerned this is. I'm concerned this
squish
isn't
me.
everything we're gonna fight today. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take 2 shots at it. See how we
Amen.
go. Not sharpshooter because I just really want to hit this thing. So that shouldn't be a -5.
Yeah, I was like, not sharpshooter?
So that's an 18 straight.
Where is this thing? How do I see the stats?
Uh,
I've got actions. Where are the stats?
Doesn't need
should
that.
be
Character
above
sheet.
character sheet.
Fortunately, that misses.
Oh
Okay.
no.
It pings and
Really not
sinks into it pings and sinks into the armored hide, but it doesn't go all the way in.
Okay, second shot.
Hit it harder!
29.
That will hit. Straight into the other arrow and drives both deep into it.
Feel like I'm
Awesome.
motivated you.
I would also like a wisdom saving throw, please, as this is a shadow arrow.
Oh.
Ooh.
So, hopefully, that unfortunately does save, so can see more than 5 feet from itself, but it takes an extra 7 psychic damage on top of that 8 piercing.
Cool, so it is 15. Cool.
15 total.
Alright. Anything else?
I gotta get close to those dogs. I'm thinking how I can get one of those as a pet. Don't you worry.
I hope so.
Sold to friend's
20,
turn.
25, 30. I'm just gonna move there.
So it's my turn now.
Yes.
Okay. So I still have some fly left, right?
You, like, if you cast a spell, you still have most of your duration. You haven't been running around that long.
Cool. All right. So I'm gonna fly straight up to this bone creature.
And I believe you have exactly 60 feet of movement with fly, so you get right up there.
60 feet of flying movement.
I done fucked up.
No, we
Me trying to set up
pre-planned this.
everything.
We
Please leave
pre-planned
that
all
in
of
post.
this.
So I just launch myself at this creature.
You can shove it prone if you want it.
What's that?
You could shove it if you wanted.
I could try and shove it. Would it release baby if I did that?
If you knock it prone, you will break the grapple on baby, and baby will drop down, and it will drop diagonally away from baby.
And how far in the air are we?
20 feet up. So it would take some bludgeoning damage all the way down to it.
But knocking prone.
It
I
is a
can do
contested
single
athletics
thing
check.
with it. Yeah. No, I think I'm just gonna I'm
Smash
just
it.
gonna punch it twice
Okay.
with my
Yeah.
thunder gauntlets.
Totally reasonable.
Just gonna
Yes.
Coming out of nowhere, baby, you just see, like, looking up, you just see a massive, huge fish just collide with this jaw of this bone devil and just sickeningly goes.
Incredible.
Full damage.
That's 10. And then my second attack.
Oh.
Bam bam.
Cool.
Oh,
That was a
wait.
natural one, so just roll a d20 for
Yeah.
me. Let's see if anything interesting happens.
That was a natural one. Ignore that damage dice. Roll a straight d20. I got too excited.
No, you're fine.
16.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I
These
just
days that's gonna
fly
happen.
up 60 feet in the air, once, and then just totally whiff the second time.
The fact
and
that it's
then-
holding baby is just so heavy that it kind of slumps out of your reach and you just whiff up off the top of it.
Cool.
Speaking of baby. Oh, sorry,
wait.
do you have a bonus action?
I do, but I'm not going to use it. Never mind. Yep.
Baby. Now, technically, your speed is 0.
Technically.
However, I allow bullshit on occasion, as you know. Would you like to yank this thing towards you?
Bring it towards me? Yeah. Absolutely.
I'll give you if you beat this contested athletics check by more than 5, I'll let you use both your attacks. Otherwise, it's going to cost you an attack.
Awesome. Wait, are we back to me already?
Stop this
You're at the bottom of the round. Oh no, never mind.
No.
Sorry. You were in the initiative twice because.
Oh, because I was like,
Okay.
wow, I'll go again. Like, I don't mind.
My bad. So I put you at 0 at the bottom, so it came back to you again. I was like, oh my god. Anyway, sorry. Moonshine, you're up.
Yeah, let the wizards go.
Um,
They've already done their useful thing for the combat.
yeah. I'm
It's
done.
very useful.
I am just realizing I never gave Moonshine any form of weapon or anything else. She literally just has spells.
You're a wizard.
But-
You have
yeah.
cantrips.
As a true wizard should.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't
After
need to
this
call stuff.
adventure, Brenda's gonna give you little shuriken, like throwing stars, like tiny little ones that'll just be really annoying.
It was like prickles, and you're like, oh, what the?
Just those caltrops. Just
Oh.
You can
caltrops,
add the magic
basically.
stone
Yes.
cantrip. Flavored shuriken.
Right.
You have,
I don't want to hit any of my friends.
You got it, Amie.
Yeah.
Don't think.
All right, we're going to do a preemptive move just in case, and I am going to start swirling my hands around me, and in front of me will appear a fiery shield. The spell is literally called Fire Shield. It is a shield that looks like fire, but it actually gives cold damage if anyone attacks me. They get damage from it, and it also makes me resistant to fire damage.
Checks out.
Yeah, so I'm just going to give myself
Did you
a
know we
little
were coming
bit...
to Avernus?
No, I just was like, well, she's a
Good
winter
spell.
fairy who would like cold stuff.
Yeah.
And I will move a little closer so that I am near Finch to help Finch if needed, because Finch is my friend.
You can get to that.
And I
there.
suppose I should also help Finch's wife.
Absolutely.
Possibly a good idea.
We're all friends now.
Yeah.
Tarquin the Honest.
We're all family now.
I would like to cast Vitriolic Sphere, sort of to get these two.
Yep,
two.
you can have the big guy and one low guys, or two low guys. Your choice.
I get these two.
Yeah.
No
Knock 'em out.
problem. That saves for me.
Yeah.
Dex, I believe.
Yeah, dexterity saving throw. So sort of a vivid purple sphere of acid explodes all over them.
Ooh.
DC of 17.
Both
so they
fail.
both fail.
Nice.
How do I roll the damage? I think I do it like that.
You
do I?
Click on the
Cast
damage
level,
part of the spell. It should roll it for you.
Level 4.
23 points of damage. Nice.
Nice.
You drown these little puppies in acid, and you actually melt away a good part of the top of one's head, and the splash also takes down like the back of the shoulder, and this white, stark white, bleached blonde almost bone sticks out of this one's shoulder as it turns towards you immediately, and both of them like kind of like dig in, look at you, and then you can see them actively with your passive investigation just pick out a path around everybody else straight towards you.
Oh no.
Yeah. Which was why I was going to move right back into this corner, and that's all I can do, I think.
That's as literally as far on the map as you can go.
It
Yep.
is. If I could go further, I would.
Baby.
Honest tracks so much. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do the strong old sit up to get closer and pull this guy towards me.
You gotta be a 15.
All right. I have advantage on my athletics at the moment, so I'll take the 22.
Cool.
Yes.
Just one hand grabs his spear, yoinks yourself up, and then bam bam with your mace if you like.
Bam bam. And in true baby fashion, we're never gonna do this normally. We're gonna do this recklessly. Because I don't think you could normally whack something mid sit up anyway. It's got to be reckless. So.
You've literally just done a full power sit up using all of the weight on your Achilles tendon, which has a big hook through it.
My core is rock hard.
Oof.
Fantastic. So I'll go take the 22 and just go with them all and crush down through like a hip bone, smash it. We'll do the 15 bludgeoning, and then we'll take the necrotic on this turn. As a zealot barbarian, I add some spice, and I'll go again because I can. I'll keep going actually because I got haste, so it's gonna keep going. So 18 on the second one, which does hit?
Does miss.
Does miss. Oh,
AC
okay.
is a little bit higher.
I destroyed the hit bone too much that there is no hit bone left for me to hit, so I miss.
Yep.
I'm like, I'll just keep going.
Yep.
Go again. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, good job.
Oh my gosh. That one is for my wizard. That was the hasted action. That's all you. So I'll take the 16 plus the 8. Ignore the necrotic on this turn because it's gone on the first. As I just go through and I want to take out a limb of some description. I know it's got many.
The tail comes around and you smash the end of it in towards its chest carapace.
Yes.
With your critical hit, you blow the end of it apart, and it can no longer use the tail.
Yay! Oh, that's great. Yeah.
from memory, you do have a crusher feat, right?
I do have the crusher feet. I totally forgot, but thank you for remembering. I would like to push it 5 feet away from me.
You bam
Don't ask me
through the
how
air.
that's going to work.
You do take 2 points of piercing damage, reduced to 1, which then gets halved, and you take no damage.
Amazing.
And now it is Finch, so that's
Being
fun.
married has so many benefits, guys. I highly
say
recommend it.
Benefits.
Rather than ripping your entire foot off on the way out, you break the end of this wicked hook-like spear, meaning you can't grapple anyone else, and you fall 20 feet to the ground, taking another 2 points damage, half to 1, half to 0.
Marriage.
And you
Let's lie down.
Great turn.
I would like to stand up so I'm not prone, though.
Sure. On to my turn with my little hellhounds. 2 of them get the breath weapon back. That's dope.
I mean, everyone's got advantage on me anyway, because I'm reckless, but...
Oh, these things speeding up. That was a lot. We are running very, very quickly. Solid. Yeah, let's get to about there.
Oh dear.
I think this one's actually going to go here. It's going to hop up and over, and it's going to catch with 15 foot, 5, 10. Oh, maybe not just. It's going to catch this commoner and Moonshine with its breath weapon, and then Erebeth, you and this commoner are going to get the breath weapon as well.
Okay.
Alright.
Next save DC is 12 from
Okay.
Moonshine and Erebeth.
Awesome.
Oh, that's a 7.
You still have inspiration?
No, I used it.
20.
Oh.
Because why
I
not?
was hopeful. Yeah.
It's okay.
This puppy comes up to you, rains fire. You can see half of its face is shorn away, and parts of its throat are exposed as you see the fire kind of spill out the side, but enough does come out the front to burn you.
Bad doggy, bad doggy.
Erebeth, you take 10 points fire damage. The other hellhound runs up on this burning piece of rubble and flies towards Moonshine as though it's about to try and bite you in half, and then instead of biting, opens its mouth all the way to almost envelop you, and the flame comes out and catches your fire shield, reducing the damage by half, and you take 10 points of damage.
And
Unfortunately,
is that considered a melee attack?
no, that's a breath weapon.
Damn.
I know, I'm aware.
Yeah. It's like, damn it.
But you do see someone buried in flame and die screaming.
Bad dog! Bad dog!
And they both take 5d4 acid damage at the end of their turn. So show me all that.
That's
Yes.
I do have one more puppy. Nice 13, Jesus. No. I don't think this one's going to make it to you, mate. No, and we're going to have a bite attack on Erebeth. See, a 14 is certainly not going to hit, and that's
Nope.
their turn. Go.
What about did this guy over here not do anything?
He tried to bite you. You got a 14.
Ah. Right, yeah, that's fine. I didn't move away from me?
No, but I believe... No, you were moved into melee with him. Yep. What would you like to do? It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Cool.
Yeah.
It's time. I would
It's
like
time.
to cast a spell. So I'm going to cast... let me see. I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians at 3rd level. What it looks like is a bunch of crowns that are like chomping like bear traps.
Yes.
That's dope.
That's so cool.
But I'm pretty sure the damage doesn't proc until the start of the enemy's
There-
turns.
Yeah.
So that's all right. Then I'll. I want to move. I want to move here. And I'll take the opportunity attack if there is one.
You do have your hasted action still as well. He will indeed attempt to... I like just rolling home, guys. Like, the character sheet's so complicated. 23 to hit.
23 hits.
We're going to have a juicy little 10 points of piercing and 4 points of fire, which I believe is halved and split between you and Baby.
No, only when baby takes damage. When I take damage,
Oh.
I just take damage.
Okay, cool.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Marriage really does have a good benefit.
So 14 points of damage.
How come
Okay,
you should get
and
married?
then I have a
I will
polearm
be
with 2 foot
kind.
range.
I'll be kind
This
and
is-
say that you would have cast your spell after leaving the attack of opportunity range. So no
Yeah.
concentration check.
Cool, thank you. This guy here, is he within 10 feet of me?
There is a bit of rubble you can get up to get into reach. Yes.
Cool. So I would like to attack with my glaive. Let's go. That is 16 plus 7 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
Nice.
Cool, and I'm gonna burn a divine smite as well.
Yes.
He is indeed a fiend. You can add the extra d8.
So where's my divine smites? So I'll burn
Yes.
a second level. I'll burn a second level spell to use a divine smite.
That's an additional 4d8.
Cool. So I'm just sorry. There's so many things on this sheet. I'm just looking for where the smites
It's
are.
hard to do divine smites that way. I usually just roll the dice.
Oh, that's fine.
We've
Okay.
been going on so many hell missions. Why haven't we had a paladin until
I
now?
know. Someone needs to change their character in the
Great.
next week.
So that's 13 magical slashing damage off of the glaive and
Nice.
Uh,
Smite it.
how many d8s? 4 d8s.
4, yes.
That's 20 extra radiant damage. I think you're actually,
Nice.
hun. I think you're actually remembering how divine smite works wrong, because it's supposed to be 1d8 per slot level, and then an extra d10 if it's a fiend or an undead. So you can half that, and I'll roll a d10.
It's a d8.
Oh, d8.
Certain.
So so you
It's
can
2d8 per spell. It's 1d8 plus 1. Yeah? So it's 2d8 for a first level divine smite, 3d8
Yeah.
for a second level divine smite, plus an extra d8 if it's a fiend or undead. So 4
Yeah. So I only burned a second level spell slot. So do you want me to roll that again?
A second level spell slot would give you 4d8.
Oh, okay, perfect. Then there you go, 20 damage.
20
Take
damage.
the
It does a great
extra.
job.
Let's go.
And you guys are friend and baby. You guys are back with my auras now.
Oh yes. Also, that is
Yay,
great.
what does
I can
that mean? I get 3
second level, aren't you?
Bonus to our saves.
Bonus to
Saving
saves,
throw.
and you can't be frightened.
Oh.
If you're in the
Oh,
green, you've
great.
got saves. If you're in the yellow, it's spiritual guardians. That's auras, stack 1 auras.
I think that's on the
I
GM layer.
can't
Will.
see that.
Oh, I cannot see. My bad. Because it's because it's my focus. So painful. Why is Roll20
It's
not
fine.
more intuitive? Ta-da!
Ah!
Yay!
There we go.
It's a
It
pretty
is-
aura.
Pony Boy's turn. He is looking hurt. He starts in your aura.
It's before he starts his turn. He's going to make a Wisdom saving throw for my spell.
Yep.
Yes.
Natural 19.
Oh.
He still takes half damage though.
Yeah, that's right. Just making sure. Yeah, my spell save DC is 15, so I'll go ahead and roll that damage. Chompy bear trap crowns.
Nice.
There's another 10 radiant damage, and his speed is halved.
Yep. I will say you did actually attack with your action, and if you are a Polearm Master, you would get a bonus action attack as well if you wanted.
Oh, that's true. I'll remember that for next time around. Yeah, I actually did check that and then just forgot to do it.
Yeah. All good. He is looking pretty hurt. He is kind of pissed at baby though, so
Yeah, I mean
also,
that's
he's
fair.
kind of mad
Most
at a
people
lot
are.
of you. Can I just give my guy an ability so he can hurt all of you at once? That seems like a perfect thing, right?
Sounds like
my fun thing.
That's the magic of being the DM. He always had
Yeah.
that ability.
yes, and I will avoid the damage.
Let's just take a couple of claws. We'll go 1 for friend, 1 for Finch. Friend, you're getting a
Oh no.
claw. There we go. 27 to hit,
27 hits.
9 points of slashing damage, and 18 to hit. I believe.
Uh,
Finch.
no,
It's a
That misses.
disadvantage as well. Oh, and it misses anyway.
It does miss. Look at that. What's your receive, Finch?
20 because of haste.
Oh, that's one.
Nice. What did I take? 9 slashing. Cool.
Yes. Erebeth, it's your turn. That Bone Devil is looking messed up.
Yeah, but she's
But there
also
is,
standing next to a
there is
dog.
a hellhound.
I am also standing next to a dog, and I'd like to share something from my character sheet, which says that I can stare down a hellhound without flinching. So this is a very good situation for me.
I am a fan of shenanigans. Please make your bit.
Pat the dog.
Suplex the dog.
Okay.
I would like to point out this thing is very, very hurt, and it's missing a lot of skin where the acid had burnt through it. It looks like a freaking nightmare from children's stories.
Yes.
Still
Good fight.
vaguely dog-shaped though, so I'm
It is
good.
dog-shaped. It is definitely canine in nature, even though it's missing half its face.
I can deal with a dog missing half a face. It's fine.
Okay. Okay. What would you like to do, Arabelle? Tell me.
Okay. I'd like
Ranger.
to
Do it.
so many things going through my head right now.
Her life choices today. That's my question.
You can't introduce your character saying, I will pet the dog. And then
Yes,
not pet the
yes,
dog.
it's okay. I'll say, come on, you really don't want to give her more than this. And I'm going to try and grab its mouth so that it can't bite, and then I'll go for the scratch behind the ears. How would you like me to do that? To try and calm it down a little.
You want to check the hellhound's intelligence. Its intelligence is 6, which is -2, which is roughly the same as most beasts. Technically fiend, but it's not intelligent. So it is acting in a ferocious, bestial manner. So let's say I buy for 1 second this bullshit my way. Roll me a DC 20 animal handling check.
Do it.
It's possible, but
Of course
Yes, it
it's
is.
come on.
I wouldn't have you roll a dice if it wasn't possible.
I'm using my inspiration. Immediately. Come on. No!
Oh, no!
No!
Dice don't want the dog.
Now I'd like you to roll me the
Can't
grapple
make
check.
friends.
Okay. What is the grapple check? Again, please remind me.
Athletics, please. You have to beat it
Cool.
11.
Cool. Thank you. Come on.
Oh.
This dog is way too gone. He's an angry boy. Angry boy.
This
Angry.
is an old hellhound, wise to the tricks of mortals. He knows how to play it, and he goes soft like putty in your hands. And he even whines a little bit. And the moment your hands slip, he pounces on your chest and throws you to the floor. You're prone.
Yeah, that's fair.
If he goes before you, that's going to be an auto crit. That's what that's going to be.
And he does go before me.
No, you can get up.
Like, what have I got left with my turn?
Oh, you're done.
Yeah, I assume so.
Once you action surge, you're done.
No, I'm here for the second.
So is
Yeah.
baby still skewered?
No,
No.
she is on the floor. She managed to get up, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finch seems to be standing in front of her protectively.
Ah, cool. So, and this creature, is this creature still flying?
Yes, it is about 20 feet up. Finch managed to reach it by parkouring up some rubble. It is looking badly hurt.
Cool. I think I can. No way to sell 15-foot cube. If I think this will work. Oh, what's that? Go away. Cancel. I think if I strafe around here, by strafe I mean just like hover,
Uh-huh.
but keeping within this bone fiend's reach, and I cast Thunderwave, can I hit the fiend and the hellhound? It's a 15-foot cube centered on myself.
Only because you're flying, I will allow it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Alright,
you
I
go on,
cast-
smack it in the jaw, zip around it, and then boom! Big thunderwave below. Con saves
It's a
for
con
all.
save. It's a 16 to beat.
I will point out that I do have magical resistance. But that is a...
Oh no! Oh, that first roll was so promising.
it was Sorcerer. This one does not have a thing. He fails. So roll your damage. Big boy still takes half.
That's 2d8. Oh, and they're put. Oh, so did someone fail?
The doggy failed.
The dog then also gets pushed 10 feet away from me. 2d8. Oh my god.
Oh no, guys. This is gonna be a long night.
Is that like our sixth natural one?
Oh, it's too
You're,
many.
you're really burning through my monster's health points here, friend.
Putting in a dent.
Anything else from Fred this turn?
I'm helping.
As a strong breeze blows back Hellhound.
Yeah, we're really good at gust.
You're not sure if it just fell off the rock by itself or not.
And
Sorry.
then my armor shimmers and I gain 10 temp hit points, and I think
Yo.
that's all I can do.
Oh, Moonshine, you're up.
You had to move right there, friend.
In a better
Changes what
position
I
than me,
think.
technically.
It's okay. It's okay.
Your friend. You're
Yeah,
trying.
it's okay. Now, has friend's movement pushed the dog? 5, 10, 15, 20. They're still within 30 feet of each other, aren't they? They are.
Yes, there are
Let's do
25.
it, I'll be
people in each
fine.
other.
Sweet. Cool. So think back to my friend called Tasha, and I will send out a spectral whip. I need intelligence saves from both the bone dragon and that dog.
And me? No.
No, I can target.
We're adding a bone dragon? Sweet.
Intelligence save from a bone dragon.
Go devil. There's an instinct DC
Devil.
difference.
They're all the same. They're all made of bones.
Definitely
DC
not.
is what, sorry? 17?
Yes, I believe my DC is 17, so you meet it.
Unfortunately, Big Boy passes, but the Hellhound rolls a 0.
Oh boy.
But still takes back now.
Actually, sorry.
Uh-huh.
Having seen this in the future, I'm going to take that 17 that he rolled and I'm going to give him my 2 from my portent roll. So he fails.
Yay.
Okay. I'll give you
Yeah.
that this time, but
Yeah.
thankfully the portent has to be announced before the roll in
Yes.
future.
Before if it passes or saves. I forgot about that. Yeah.
That is fine. Not a problem.
That's
Roll your
okay.
damage.
So it is 3d6 psychic damage to both of them. If they. Yeah.
Yeah, roll damage.
Yeah, so 12 points of psychic damage. They also can only move, act, or take a bonus action.
Nope. Not a problem. Anything else with your turn? Bone Boy is looking like he's on his last thread.
No, that's about it.
Harquin, I don't believe there's further way to run. But there does seem to be a minor opportunity to sweep in and steal the kill here.
Oh.
Well,
This feels
I can't
familiar.
Say, I can't
Yeah.
say. I didn't think about it. This hellhound that Erebeth has failed to make friends with. How poorly does it look?
It looks like you nearly melted his entire body in half.
Okay. Right. I think I shall cast Magic Missile at 5th level. And I will send... So that gives me 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts. So I'm going to put 4 at the bone thing, 3 at... oh, my thing's not pointed. So
Yep.
4 magic missiles at this,
Okay.
3 at this one, and 1 into this one.
Okay.
How
Roll
we'll
your
see what
damage.
happens. Okay.
And then there was math as Tarquin. I don't want to do this.
So that was the bone thing, is it?
That is the bone thing. That is the big one.
How'd you steal it?
Yes. Kill, steal.
My magic missiles are quite special because they glow quite purple and they have the truth hurts written on them in Elvish. So I want them to sort of all zoom in on it and just split it into a shower of bones.
Yes.
One after the other. Thump, 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 thump. And bits of it begin to disassemble, almost like it hit every joint specifically, and the de-animated skeleton just rains down, narrowly not impaling Finch. You then murder the Hellhound,
Yes.
regardless of what damage roll.
All right.
However, you only sent, I believe, one magic missile at the remaining Hellhound,
Yes, I did. Yeah.
which
Takes 6 damage.
is very, very, very hurt.
Ah,
Oh,
so close.
Baby, is your turn.
Alrighty.
Get him.
Let's
Get him,
go for
baby.
a little jog, a little light jog. So we're gonna hop on over. That's 10 feet here for
Oh.
this one, and I'm gonna use my first attack recklessly as I go over. I'm like, all right, I'll finish this one off for you, Tarquin, since you took the big one, and I just go bonk on the head like it's whack-a-mole. Hopefully. It's a 28 to hit.
Yep.
Yep.
Pothole
So
goes straight
cute.
through its head, annihilates its entire, shatters it to pieces. It's gone. It burns in fire and brimstone.
Look like just past it to over like to Erebeth and like, sorry, don't watch. And then I just do another light jog. I'm sure I have more than enough movement to come over to this one.
You're hasted.
Thankful for this rock here that is going to hopefully hide the dog killing that I'm about to do. Oh gosh,
Go,
sounds
go.
so much worse when I say it out loud.
I appreciate the effort.
So it's a 22 or a 22 to hit, so
Hit.
and 12 points of bludgeoning is like
Uh-huh.
whack-a-mole again, and then I look at it. Does it have anything left in it?
A little.
A little. Well, I'll just go again. Hasted, baby. Oh, man, never get all three. It's close to dead, or
It had 30 hit points, and you just missed killing it outright. But you missed that attack. We go to the Hellhound's turn, who gets one last go at it. Let's see if he gets his breath weapon back. He does not.
oh, that would be
does take-
beautiful though.
He does try and take a bite out of you.
Yeah. It's at advantage.
And does miss.
It doesn't
And
help.
Finch, tell me how you put this thing out of its misery.
Yes.
Yeah. And just have actually, I'll come here. Oh, we're gonna be within 10 feet, so over here, and I'll pop it up to 3 times with my glaive.
Yeah, you're definitely going to murder it. Tell me how you do it.
Yeah, it's a shish kebab.
Yeah. Okay. So, the third hit of baby's third hit misses, and for a second she's like, "Oh," and then just from the other side of the dog, just a big glaive just pierces through it from the butt end to the face end, and then it gets like swung around and slung off the glaive and just like flies over the horizon.
It's so beautiful.
Hellhound. Finch announces her marriage with fireworks as it burns the cinder in midair.
Yes.
Wow. We'll
Inspired.
pick the initiative there.
Magic.
Incredible.
While this is happening, the entire scene's just surrounded by all these like chompy Pac-Man crowns just going everywhere.
Just everything I see in Finch is just like, it's not even rose-tinted glasses because everything is incredible. Everything Finch does is amazing and majestic and just like, ah.
I'm enjoying it. This is like a really new character for me after my last character that I played for 2.5 years died. So I'm enjoying not playing a warlock anymore, but enjoying the paladin. First time ever playing one.
Yeah.
You are an
Pally
excellent
life.
class. You're an excellent class.
Oh.
All right. We've ended initiative. You have managed to actually save a good few of these civilians and some guards. And you do see the rest of the procession slowly but surely making its way into the city. You've driven off the first onslaught. The first wave has been defeated, but you do see more in the distance. And you have a choice to make. Yes, friend.
Health check. I just want to patch some people up. line up in an orderly fashion. I'm like also floating upside down with my healers. A bandage falls out.
Roll a medicine check for me. At disadvantage for being upside down.
No, I land before I use it. With my
No. You said upside down.
You said
but roll
upside
disadvantage.
down.
I will
I
hold you to
think-
your bullshit.
I think with my feet, I don't need to roll. Wait, do I need to?
This is just to see how many of the injuries you can attend to and make most use of your healers.
Roll a medicine check. 17.
At disadvantage. I'm a terrible person.
You are a terrible person. We're just trying to heal a little bit here.
So what I will say is the injuries are not that bad on these people because they were in the central causeway. They didn't get bits of material and rubble and ruin dropped upon them. Some of them got melted by hellhounds. That was to be expected, you know. It looks like that specific large devil had carried those hellhounds in with it as a sort of dive bombing expedition.
Amazing.
There are more. Sorry.
He brought his pets along
Yes,
for
yes,
the
he did.
adventure.
That's right. You killed the man and his dogs. Feel proud. Feel proud, everyone.
I tried.
Can I just say that I'm very wary of the townspeople, bearing in mind the last time we dealt with this sort of thing, some of the townspeople turned against us, so I will be very cautious of anyone who I don't know.
That's
For about 15 minutes, I'm not surprised that townspeople turn against you.
Harsh. Very harsh. Did you not see me gloriously destroy that Bode devil?
It was
Yeah, I wanted to do that.
bit.
I've turned against you.
Oh,
So
boy.
Boris
Sorry.
wanders out with a small procession of tavern people who are quite drunk. It seems that they realize that this might be the last ride. And they do indeed. 3 of them are carrying babies, specifically beer barrel.
Thank you.
Yeah, I heard you're actually married somehow. That congratulations. We need to get to High Hall. The divine protections. They might hold back the devils for a time. We need to get to Torm's Blade.
Okay. I guess we can take you there. Look around at everyone. You
Let's
guys
go.
okay? I mean, like, friend can like does anyone need patching up? Was there any particular bad bites or anything?
You're looking a little rough, baby. Just give me your ankle.
Right, my ankle is definitely like flopping.
1d6 plus 14.
Nice.
That's 18 hit points.
18. I'll take it.
Baby.
How are you looking, Finch? Because you also take my shenanigans.
Do with some help.
A friend comes
you do
up
it
with
again?
it's like a healer's kit. It's like it's like legit bandages and
A little
ointments and
mid-pack.
stuff.
Yeah.
Moonshine, you would know that I definitely have the ability to heal myself, but I'm just letting this tiny, interesting person like do his best instead of just quickly healing myself.
Yeah. Just
There's 20 hit points.
Getting a little band-aid stuck on you.
Has little smiley faces on it.
Yeah.
Can I take an extra
Little,
band-aid and like
like-
put it across my nose?
Yeah. Oh, we match.
cute.
So
cute.
A semblance of order comes to the courtyard as the procession reforms, guards in the rear, you guys at the front, as you begin to make your way towards Torm's Blade. A literal tornado of fire streaks across the northern lawns out of reach, and you can see waves of steam coming out from the eastern gardens where all of the like open rivers with it in the city once resided, just boiling away to absolutely nothing. And you do see some devils try and swim and dive through that steam to surprise, and then erupt into flame as they go through holy water turned into steam.
Oh
It
dear.
looks like Elderella is managing to defend itself somewhat. But you
very
arrive
cool.
at Torm's Blade, and in front of you is a mountain of corpses in shining armor.
Oh no.
It seems that the front garrison that pushed ahead was slaughtered to the last man. However, coming round the corner with a few guards is a individual in stark white armor with a white cloak over their back and a huge helmet on, wielding a two-handed sword. Atop their warhorse, they ride forward and gesture to some commoners to lead the way across the bridge. And you can see on the bridge there's these fat, wide-stance, large, pike-holding, bearded devils. Their beards are made of metal, which kind of rise and moves by itself, with a few more hellhounds. And so I'll take you to the next map.
Ooh. Okay, need to. Hold on. Give me 1 moment.
I got everybody.
Where
You're
are we?
all-
Oh,
all
there's a
here.
big map.
Where are we? Oh, we're on the
There we go.
outside. Okay.
Okay. That's alright.
Oop,
Oh.
Rearrange your maps.
Oh no!
we lost Amie.
We lost Amie!
Amy!
Amie, come back!
I'm sure that Amie will be back very soon.
Alrighty.
Da-da-da.
Now, at this
Okay.
point, I'm going to ask how much time everyone has this evening. Does anyone have to leave before 9:30?
No.
No, I got that much time.
Is there anyone who has
4
to leave?
days.
Does anyone have to leave before 10 p.m.?
No,
Only if
but
I
I
take a
will
lot of
probably. I will probably be fading around them because I.
Oh, yeah, that's my
have
bedtime.
Cool, cool. So we'll
Real
push
tight.
to 9:45, and we'll see what we'll go. So what I might do for this particular scene is we will expedite this. And rather than going to full initiative, we will burn some of your resources, and we will see how heroic you can be. So,
For
I'm gonna go
a bit
around
of
the
time
table.
reference, by the way, sorry, we are 2 hours 16 into the recording. If you want to use that as a bit of a measure for what it'll be like on stream day.
Well, I'm aware this is going to go much more over time. I have plans for the other one. All right, so we're going to go around the table, and you're going to tell me how you murder some of these devils.
Yeah.
Oh,
A huge, fat, bearded devil starts bearing down on a pair of civilians, and you manage to take him out. What's it look like?
I just grab my my bow. I haven't even put it away yet. I've just been carrying it, and knock 2 arrows at once, and just shoot arrow after arrow at this thing. First, getting it in the chest, and then just a couple more as it stumbles back.
It does manage a return strike with its beard. You take 6 points piercing.
Cool.
But you do put it down.
Wonderful.
Amie, you see a hellhound bounding over. It pins a commoner to the ground. It's about to breathe fire on its face. You end it. What does it look like?
Them in my hands, and I start just shooting out snowballs, and I'm going to cast Snowball Swarm and
Oh.
aim them at the hellhound's mouth, so it gets a mouthful of snowballs.
Steam erupts and actually causes so much back pressure you blow out the back of its neck.
Amazing.
Yo,
Nice.
friend. Pair of hellhounds bounding over start to try and lunge up and grab this knight off of its horse. You get between them. What happens?
I fly down, and just as my fly is ending, I go, and fall down in front of the horse, and basically land on them, and just thunder gauntlet, and like heroic 3-point land. I'm like, I meant to do that.
Here we go, and burst into flame.
Stumble up.
Yeah.
Did Fred just do a superhero landing? I just say to Moonshine as I watched from the back. I couldn't quite see.
It's okay, you didn't miss much. Keep doing stuff.
Finch, baby. Back to back, you fight against a trio of these bearded devils. They all come in with swings with their halberds. The beards launch out of you. Together, you take them down. What's it look like?
Beautiful.
The old like spinning back to back. While I'll cast Divine Favor on my glaive, which means like basically all of my hits are just doing like radiant damage and just slicing through these evil devils. While baby, what does your part of this look like?
Yeah, it's it's so weird because you're bringing the light, and I've got this like necrotic damage feeling behind you. With this, the mall is just like erupting in this black energy as I like just smash everything into pieces. But it's the classic, the back-to-back fighting where we kind of like lean over each other and like help each other out before the other one gets hit by something. It's just fully in sync. It's beautiful. 360 camera all the way around. I burned through a rage for sure.
The entire bridge is cleared by the onslaught of heroes. And in the back, Tarquin, you're in amongst some of the commoners at the back. One of them starts grabbing at his ears, like ferociously. And then he starts going, "What the hell? Ah! Ah!" And then his ears seem to grow into bat-like wings. And he starts screaming high-pitchedly right next to you. What do you do?
I will move away from him.
As you begin to move away, fangs sprout from his face, and he screams, and his head rips itself off its body, and goes for your face.
Well,
Oh,
I
that's
shall
where they
hit
come
him
from.
with some sort of spell of some description.
That's what I asked for. I asked for a description of a spell of some sort to defend yourself.
All right, okay. Well,
Otherwise, you take damage. You can
No,
stay still or take damage.
yes,
Your choice.
Nailed the
I-
brief.
I hadn't really expected that. I was expected to attack some of the bearded devils on the bridge. So
No.
I think I will probably magic missile his ass at second level, probably.
Oh, you blow both of the ears off, and it like rises on the ground and rolls around, and you just spin the last one around and pop it off the edge of the bridge.
Cool. I was
Yes.
just going to say while the main battle was going on, I was going to prestidigitate some sort of beautiful glowing lights around
Around the
Finch
newly
and
married
Baby,
couple.
because it was just so romantic. Them
So
slaying
romantic.
things together. I just thought I needed a bit of like lovely lighting to it.
It's so beautiful. Just blood and gore everywhere.
Roll me
Romantic
an Arcana check. See how fabulous it is.
It's something I really wish I was into animation, because like some of these would like look
This is-
wonderful as
Oh.
animation.
Absolutely.
Yes.
26.
This
Finch,
is definitely
baby,
a wedding gift for us.
you both gain a d6 of inspiration.
I'll take
Use
it.
it whenever you like. You begin funneling people across Storm's Blade, and you can see that some of the Knights of Elturel, the Hill Riders themselves, have pushed through to the other side. It seems the amount of corpses was due to them coming back to get more people. But they seem to have secured the causeway through the gardens, which are now alight with flame. All the water is gone, but there is a cloud of this holy mist above that area, stopping Ariel coming in. So that part in the center of Elturel seems protected. But people are still funneling across the bridge, and there's lots of them. And devils are coming up behind. Now, you'll have a choice to make. Head for the safety of High Hall, or hold
High
this
Hall.
bridge.
You know what the rest of us are gonna
Yeah.
are gonna vote.
The best part about this is we all know.
You can choose self-preservation, guys. Look, it's a totally viable option if you want.
Always been my
Arguably,
motto.
we're still here.
We're alive so far.
I mean, Finch is really just gonna
Never
wade
failed us.
wade
Yeah.
towards the danger, and the rest of you can turn around if you want to. I mean, Finch
I'm
won't be there
good,
for
I'm
the main
good.
game, so they'll have to get split up somehow.
Tarquin, you could just like stand at the back of the bridge, like on solid ground, as solid as that ground is,
Well,
and then rest of us will go further ahead.
I sort of fear you might need me because I did kill that bone devil. I don't know if everyone noticed. I sort of ended
Yeah,
that
no,
battle
I
for
think we
everyone.
noticed that you stole the kill.
Oh,
I mean, admittedly, I had a half melted off hellhound in my face when that happened. So
Oh yes, I took care of that for you as well.
yes,
I don't know
thank
if
you
you
for
noticed.
that, Tarquin.
So really, I mean,
Thanks
if
for
anything, we need you right now to do your thing.
Yes, I know.
She does like
To be
magic
honest,
hand.
As I
To be
like to
honest, we're
say,
pretty rubbish without you, so you better
Yeah.
stick around.
okay. Well, I like to say there is no I am wizard. You know, I'm a team player.
You know what? I believe you. There's no reason why I would
Considering
believe
maybe
you.
can't spell, she would.
Really can't spell. It's great. Yeah, so I kind of like make sure Darkwing is like far enough away that he won't potentially get hurt by like a hellhound breath or something, and then return to the front line next to my lovely, beautiful, incredible, inspiring wife.
It's hard not to take some of these like for myself as well. Like, the character can have the first 2 compliments, and I'll take the remaining.
Oh, absolutely. D&D is a fantasy game, and we all just play ourselves.
What
D&D, we all
is
know
D&D
that we all
if not
worship
to
you.
like?
You're called the Overlord for a reason.
And yeah, what is a
Well,
D&D
Lord, I
game
was
if
more an
not
empress,
to,
but
you know,
sure.
like flirt with friends and such?
The D&D is just a veiled excuse to flirt with her friends, yeah?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Didn't lead.
Hey, I got my partner through D&D, so I mean it works.
It works.
Right. We have a limited amount of time left, guys.
All right.
The ground forces of Hell's armies have arrived. Crunching on the stone and bodies on the other side of the bridge come 3 nightmarish horses. Their skin like black leather with manes of fire. Atop them ride a trio of heavily armored figures. I would like 2 people to roll me perception checks. Let's go with Erebeth with the keen eyes and Baby. You've been down here before.
Probably a few times.
Ooh. That was 2. Oh, we
Oh,
both
yeah.
rolled 2s.
Look at us go.
You see fiery horses and guys in plate mail.
Fiery horses. I'm like, I look over at friend. I'm like, friend, I have an idea for your next upgrade. Fire.
What? On my armor?
It's everywhere.
Just everywhere. Yeah.
The lead figure raises a fist, gauntleted hand, and you see a veritable horde of devils behind him. Dozens of bearded devils, other strange devils with golden faces with no face on them, or like just golden masks across their face, holding large halberds with heavy crossbows. A legion of hellhounds. In the back, you see a big winged figure with a big pitchfork, like a classic devil. There are more coming. But the 3 knights ride forward, and the rest remain. The lead figure dismounts, steps forward, says, "People of Elturel, you will kneel before Zariel, or you will perish."
We don't actually live here. We're tourists, so no. Thank you, though.
Is she coming to visit? Asking for a friend.
Inspiration, friend. Inspiration.
That was the longest setup for you to use line this whole time.
Eshen's one session. He removes his helmet and he stares down at you. Moonshine, are you proficient in history?
Yes, I am.
Roll a history check for me. The cut of this man's jib looks familiar.
I can't see what I rolled because I moved it
Rolled
to the
an
side.
8.
Oh boy, well that's a 17.
Oh,
Love that. Love that for you. You recognize that man. He's human. For starters, which is odd at the head of Hell's armies. No burning head, no horns, no nothing. Human. Older, close-cropped goatee, dark salt and pepper hair, strong-looking, stern. And the reason you recognize it is he turns back to issue a command over his shoulder, and that jawline is just crisp. And there's only one other place that is. The statue outside of High Hall itself. You've walked past it 6 times. That is General Haruman. The general who led Zariel's forces into Hell. to fight devils and demons on the side of paladins and an angel. He resets.
Well, I'm
his
both
card.
of those things, so I'm kind of into that.
He mounts up and says, "Real well then, you will be nil." Roll initiative.
Did he say we will be milk? What did you say?
Milk. Come on, guys, that was a cool line. Damn it!
Well, that's cool right up until the point where it was milked.
Nils, as in you will be made to kneel.
Okay, so we're just destroying this bridge, right, guys?
I would
That's
say,
like
you
the next
know,
idea, yeah.
Oh, that's
being
brilliant.
milked is pretty hellish, so it's
Yeah.
accurate. And there's the natural one.
Oh boy!
I
Oh,
knew
no.
it was coming. I knew it was
Oh.
coming. I'd been rolling too well.
Yeah, you had.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine
That's
went for the
okay.
higher. That's good. Oh boy, you will be milked.
Unfortunately, you have to know that I'm going to try and clip that.
Yes, please.
That one is getting written down.
Please put that on
So-
social media to advertise this stream.
Which one of the wizards is going to polymorph him into a cow?
Okay, calm down, guys. That's my awesome, cool bad guy.
Yeah.
We're sorry, I think we're getting near the silly hour.
All right.
Oh gosh, what is 3 a.m. gonna be like in this group?
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Finch, what was your initiative? I'll add you to the list.
12.
And Moonshine?
It's a free.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
we love that. We love that for you.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got. I think we have everybody.
I'm too struck by that jaw because that jaw is just like ice chiseled, and it just takes me a minute.
Oh,
Like you're a little too focused on it before you're like, oh, okay, no, actually, I know who this is.
Oh, guys, why you guys are laughing? These guys are no joke.
Oh yeah, we're gonna die.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
I've already died in how many of these?
I don't know at the moment.
So, Harriman with his natural 20s up first.
I love that for him.
He strokes his the flaming mane of his mare, and the mare snorts, kicks the gravel, bounds forward, runs straight at you guys, and then disappears.
That's not
As he
good.
fades out of existence and appears next to Tarquin.
Ah!
That's not good.
Tarquin, what did you do to piss this guy off?
This is not a good time.
It would seem like the general of Hell's armies knows when to attack the wizards first.
Oh dear.
Tarquin, you're going to take 3 attacks with my health lance. That's number 1. 29 to hit.
Did you insult
26
his
to hit.
beard?
And 19 to hit Tarquin.
I'll cast shield so the 19 misses, and I'll take the other 2.
Cool. You take 54 points of damage.
Cool.
Are you alive?
Okay.
I am alive.
Yeah, are you alive?
But only just.
Only just. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would have killed our other friend Malachi instantly.
Lashing the reins, Harriman comes in, looks like he's going to go straight for Finch, and then the nightmare disappears, flickers out of its existence. He appears almost directly behind Friend, just out of his reach, and then rams the entire length of the lance through Tarquin's chest, lifts him up, and drops him down again. Tarquin, bleeding badly, leans back against the side of the bridge. Last chance.
You once protected. Oh,
It's your turn. So I love that. Finch, what would you like to say?
sorry. I was going to say, you once protected the city. Why now attack it?
Lady Zariel has claimed the souls of Elturel for her own. You have all signed the codex. You will be hers. Now kneel.
What is? Hang on. What is the codex?
Yeah.
The codex that he's referring to is Crete Resolute. The Crete Resolute is what they were all going to go and say hallelujah to in this big celebration is the oath of allegiance they give to the companion.
Okay, but we haven't signed that, have we?
He doesn't know that you guys haven't signed that, but
Okay.
every person wearing the garb of Elturel, who is a guard or a knight or a paladin or a cleric or a social leader in Elturel, swears this oath to the city and to the companion.
I realize that we're mid-combat. Like, can you tell us what we would know about Zariel? Like, is like I know Zariel used to be an angel, but like, what do
Zariel
we
is an
know about
angel
her?
to the best of your knowledge.
Sorry?
You don't know anything about Zariel in this moment. Zariel, to your best, the only knowledge you have of Zariel is that she was an angel who invaded hell. He
Yeah.
has not mentioned Zariel's name. He's called her his mistress.
Oh,
I thought he did mention her.
He did mention.
Oh no,
He did at the
My bad.
beginning.
My bad. Yes. Okay then. Yeah. You know that she was an angel that invaded hell. He is invoking her name, making you think some bad shit's going on.
He's betraying everyone.
Tarquin, you're up.
Right, I'm going to cast Wall of Force around myself, which is basically an impenetrable wall which will push him away from me.
Now, let me get this straight. This is just a little 5-foot bubble.
Yep.
Which
Hamster ball.
technically, I could mess with you and teleport through, but I can't because it's too small. If you made it bigger, I wouldn't be able to just pop in there.
He's a smart wizard.
Wow. Cool. All right. You were so. Don't make it.
Yep.
All right. Sure. Your little safety bubble goes up, and he kind of like just taps on it gently. You have to come out sometime. And turns
Yes.
to your friends.
Not yet.
It is now one of the other Hell Riders' turns.
I love that.
It dives straight at friend, disappears, and attacks Moonshine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if Moonshine is as lucky as Tarquin. Hellfire Lance number 1. 26 to hit. 13 to hit, I believe, misses.
Misses.
And 12 to hit.
Misses. Thank God.
Oh, bless.
You take 11 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
and then what would be 16 points of fire damage reduced to 8. As too nimble a target, despite being a fairy, the lance comes through and it pierces through, and you dodge aside, pierces through and dodge aside, and eventually just cuts the tip of one of your wings. Stings like a bitch. Friend.
Not happy.
My heart bleeds for you, it really does.
So you've got a bubble around you. Is anyone coming up behind these horses like that will be imminently a threat?
All of the armies of hell are assembled behind those 3 horsemen, and they're all standing watching this fight.
Oh, they're watching us. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
We're the entertainment for the moment.
You do see these small silver coins being traded between some, like some of the big fat demons, or like taking bookie bits.
I love it.
And those are definitely soul coins. They're trading on the souls of people on the outcome of this fight.
Incredible.
Brent, what would you like to do? I realize I flipped the tables by teleporting in.
I love that.
Tarquin, how protected is that gonna? Are you good?
I'm good for now. You just crack on.
You see him bleeding profusely from the chest wound.
Yeah, there's like blood soaked.
Yeah, he's wearing red robes, they wear purple.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna cast Mirror Image, so friend splits into, there's 3 more of us now, so there's
We have many friends.
4 friends,
Click.
and I'm actually gonna go over, I'm just gonna walk right, we are going to walk right up to the one that's hassling Tarquin.
It's Harman.
Haraman. I'm just getting within melee. I can't actually attack this turn.
Alright, bonus action?
Nope, I'm good for temp hit points. That's me.
Oh, all right. Same thing with this one. This one's going to teleport right straight at baby, go straight past her into the back line, and hit Erebeth.
Cool.
I love it. I love
22
not
to
being a
hit,
threat.
28 to hit, and
Yep.
23 to hit.
Yep.
Oh, it's gonna be
You
spicy.
take 33 points of piercing damage, and 48 points of fire damage.
I'm down.
Warding Bond still up?
I'm down.
No, is
First
Warding
hit
Bond
took-
still up?
Yes,
48
all your
points of
spells are
fire.
still going.
So that's. Did you half it for her resistance to everything?
You put
This is
Warding
me.
Bond on baby, not Erebeth.
Oh,
who's
sorry.
person.
No,
Yeah.
it's okay.
No.
I know.
So
When
the
people are like, "Oh, I
first-
go down. Can I do anything, please?"
Please
Yeah, so
help.
the first hit got me down to 39. So
Yeah.
Mm.
This
I'm down.
Hill Rider squares up straight with baby. It looks like he's about to take her through the heart. Leaps, disappears through the astral plane. Bam. Pins Erebeth straight through the chest into the ground and leaves his lance, pinning her to the floor.
Oh dear.
I am unconscious.
Bitch.
I love that little song you have though. I am unconscious. Oh dear.
Let me just find the thing. I'm sure there's a thing.
Actually, Finch, your spiritual guardians would still be up.
It only lasts for a minute.
10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes. God, you know my spells better than I do.
He
you
uses
should.
this weekly against me as his GM, so
I do apologize. I like building characters. I like knowing all things. I'm so sorry. I like it. Okay, I like it.
oh, it's nice to see spiritual guardians used against Stephen though for once. So thank
That
you,
is
I
true, that is
appreciate
true.
it.
What do they do? Oh, I can just look it up.
The guys are clever enough to dodge your spiritual guardians, so they would have moved out of the area of them and not ended their turn there. So,
Right. I'm gonna look over at baby. And say, trust me?
100% to the to literally to hell and back.
Alright.
I'd
I
attack.
will.
Attack of
I'll-
opportunity.
sorry, he would have moved to that point with Tarquin, so you
Oh,
can move
early.
closer to him.
Okay.
Okay,
It's just I didn't see the radius of spiritual guardians. They are tactically minded. They would have moved outside that radius.
Sweet.
All right, I'm trusting my wife.
Okay, I'm gonna move
I'll
over
back it
here.
Cool.
I'm gonna drop I'm gonna drop spirit guardians.
Cool.
And I'm gonna kneel.
Okay. Okay.
Finch, what do you do? Finch, what are you doing? You just
I'm gonna
Okay.
hold an action,
Yep. Yep.
which is if this guy approaches me, I'm gonna grab him off his horse and throw him off the bridge.
Awesome. Here's what I'll say. Awesome plan. Really love it. You won't have a charisma. I think, in the interest of time, we might resolve this now.
Okay.
That's okay with everyone else.
Bye bye me.
It's
I want to
such a
see
big
this.
We break initiative for a moment. Finch kneels, doing as she is told. Finch, roll me a deception check. Flat roll, nobody helps. DC is 15.
I will give you my 14.
Oh, yes.
30-20 anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't need
Go.
it.
Go.
Yeah.
Don't need it.
Kneel before him. He's bought the ruse. I'm going to roll at disadvantage for him, and you will make a flat athletics check to see if you get him. So, at disadvantage, he has a 17.
I got 8.
And unfortunately, You get him off the horse, pull him down to your level, but you wrestle back and forth with him. I will make you a devil's bargain.
Okay.
If you go with him, I'll let you roll again.
Oh well, that's great because that was what I was going to suggest to you.
Storytelling is beautiful.
Yeah. So you want me to roll again?
Yep.
Amie, what's the best roll you got for me?
I can give it 14. That's all I've got left of my portents.
That brings that to 16. I will roll for him again. One more. To see if it's worth it.
Oh no! Can I?
I'll go around the table. You guys see the struggle. The other two horsemen are surprised by this turn of events. If there's anything you can do to shake this guy, let's see how we can pack on.
I definitely want to use my crusher feet and go up and whack him and try to like push him off with just sheer whackability.
Alright. Recently married, you try and save your wife.
Yeah.
Roll to hit. If you beat his armor class by greater than 5, you don't take Finch with him.
Okay, I'm definitely doing this recklessly. Obviously.
Yeah.
But not recklessly enough that I'm going to hit Finch.
If ever there was a story moment to use reckless attack.
Oh boy.
I will tell you now, the AC these guys have is 20.
Okay.
However, this guy put his shield down on his horse when he is dismounted from the lance, so his AC is currently 18.
Alright.
You hit a 23 to hit, you hit him, and your crusher feet will throw him over the edge. I will give him a dex save to catch on, but that's not a guarantee, and he's in full plate, so it's a high DC.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll. I'm not gonna even
Oh,
go look.
good. Oh, looks like I'm going too.
Just killed my wife.
Can I feather fall as a
Wizard.
reaction to try and stop her falling too far?
Now comes the narrative. Featherfall hits Finch, who's currently holding on to Harriman.
Ah,
He grabs onto her and tries to hold as you both go over the edge fall. Friend Erebeth's unconscious. Friend and Tarquin, is there anything you'd like to attempt to do in this moment to change the results of this? Otherwise, Finch and Harriman are going to have to struggle this out by themselves on the way down.
Yes, you go first, really.
So I see them struggling and grappling as they start falling.
And then Baby yeets them both over the side effectively.
I'm really fucked up.
You see the spell come out from Moonshine, and you just see little fairy wings pulling at Finch's armor, but Harriman's holding on tight.
Oh, that's a very cool flavor, by the way.
Yeah.
So I have
French.
Flash of Genius, but that's only if they make the ability check within 30 feet of me. I can't send you.
I will allow it.
Hmm.
You throw the flash of
can.
juice Finch's way for the next roll she makes.
Yes.
Cool. So I'll be like, pull his fingers back. That's the weak point.
Using your intimate knowledge of the weak points of plate armor, as the armor artificer, you point out that bit's weak.
The fingers.
Tarquin,
Fingers.
last chance. Anything from you?
There's nothing I could do from inside the bubble, so I would just go, good work, baby, well done.
See if you survive to High Hall. Finch,
The dagger in my heart.
you saw Baby coming. And you knew it wasn't going to be enough. You knew he wasn't going to move. So you shifted your weight, bent at one knee, and knew you were going with him regardless. It wasn't her fault.
Absolutely.
Over the edge you go. You feel that familiar rush of magic from your best friend. Not your wife, but your best friend. And you feel yourself slowly falling. The world opens out below you, and you see the hellscape below. You see a murky, black, sludge, tar-like river running below. And even from here, you can hear the tolls of the damned ringing in your ears.
your divine sense activates unconsciously, and you just feel a rush of evil from every direction on this entire damned plane. Damned that it is. Falling with you is a fallen paladin. Got one shot at this. What would you like to do?
Well, my first instinct would be to. Oh no, that won't work. I don't have to. I was gonna say I'll take off my armor, but and then I'm
That
like.
takes 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a,
I don't
it's a
have
long
to
fall.
off armor. No, it's okay. I will bonus action cast Thunderous Smite, and I will try to use Thunderous Smite to like hit him and disorient him off of me.
I will say, with your knowledge as a paladin and a studier of the way of the worlds, you do know that below you is the River Styx. That long tar-like river runs through all plains, even up to Mount Celestia, where it turns into the Lake Hyperion. But you know that it has some deathly properties, dangerous even to a man such as this. You have that information.
Yeah.
You don't have to use it.
Okay. I'm just having a look at. I'd be keen to do commands, but I bet he's got really good saving throws, so I'm gonna stick with my.
All right. We're going to charge up lightning
actually-
along. Sorry?
No, I got something else.
Okay.
I'm gonna use an ability. I'm gonna use Channel Divinity Champion Challenge. As a bonus action, each creature of my choice within 30 feet must make a Wisdom saving throw, and if it fails, he can't willingly move more than 30 feet away from me.
Save. You picked a good save. Let's find out. Fails. He turns, writhes in your grasp, shakes back and forth at you, saying, "Release me!" And then he feels compelled to stay closer. And he looks around, he reaches out his hand, and you see the nightmare appear right beside him, and he goes to reach for the rain to save himself. And then the challenge comes, and his hand turns around and says, "No, you're too dangerous to be left alive." And he turns you, and he's going to attempt to dive bomb you into the River Styx.
Oh my gosh.
I think this is where Finch's story ends. Baby, you look over the edge. Finch, you have a chance to call out to the woman you just met, but fell for quickly.
The hardest and fastest romance I've ever had in my entire life, in D&D or otherwise.
I'll just say one word. Can I like rip off the wings to make myself fall faster?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'll tear off the featherfall wings to make myself fall down with him, and I'll turn up and I'll just look up at my wife, and I'll say something to her that she probably hasn't been encouraged to do for a long time, and that's live.
Like a cannonball. Pick up speed. And a huge hissing, whining rings in your ears as all the spikes of this guy's armor start like a Stuka dive bomber whine and hurl down into the River Styx. You see devils all around. You see flotillas of other armies of hell reaching up to Elturel. And all you can think is, this man would have led that army. And you saw his tactics. You saw how ruthlessly efficient he was. And you're taking that from Zariel. You smile. Job done. Into the River Styx. You see the intelligence leave his eyes almost instantly, and his eyes glaze over, and that tactical mind is robbed from him. Roll me one wisdom saving throw. You take a bunch of damage, but that's ancillary.
21.
DC was 20. You retain your intelligence for a moment. DC 20 athletics check to get yourself to the shore, or you make a nut save.
Natural 1.
Oh, no.
The current sweeps you under. It wasn't meant to be. Eventually, you do rise from the river Styx and wander the fields of hell. 1 intelligence, 1 charisma, 1 wisdom. Unable to think, feel, or empathize. Lost. A lost soul, like so many others. The rest of you, hold back the arms of hell long enough for the commoners and the people of Elturel to get into High Hall. That strange divine mist perpetuates as clerics throw more and more holy water into the air, until finally the doors of High Hall itself slam shut, guarded by divine magic. The people of Elturel are safe for now. Maybe later, some other adventurers will come and save them. That's around tonight's session.
Excellent. That all went very well, I thought. Well done, team.
I'm gonna murder him. Can someone help, please?
Oh, maybe just like looks at her ring and she's all like, you know what? I'll see you in the next life. That is for certain. And she gives it a little kiss. She cries.
We
Oh my god!
Oh wait,
That's so beautiful.
and like know what happened. I'm like, oh baby, come here, and like just
Yeah, you
hug
come back and like baby's just crying. And you're
Like, what happened? What happened? Tell me what happened.
Oh, what a beautiful story! Oh my
Oh,
gosh!
so good.
Done, Stephen. Nice work.
Oh no, Penny, can I play with you
Uh,
every
also-
time? That was so good.
2 hours
my God.
That was
55.
great.
Good job.
Oh, yes.
I made a bouquet for your wedding.
Oh, it's so much
Thanks.
sadder now.
Oh, man.
Well,
But-
look on the bright side, you could use it for a funeral, so, you know.
Oh.
Anyway, what is it?
Oh,
Dark with
I'm
disadvantage
actually,
of
I'm
the
actually
Scarlet
crying
Stream.
like slightly.
It's so beautiful. That natural one was so poetic, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
D&D.
But I
D&D.
tried, man. I tried so many times to give you everything.
You
I
gave me
love
so many
it.
more rolls than I really deserved for one turn, but no,
Oh.
that was lovely. I
That's
really
poetic.
enjoyed that. Sorry to make the end kind of all about me, you guys.
No, I love it. It was beautiful.
Honestly,
Oh, wait,
also
yes, with a
really
group,
poetic,
it's not a
considering
balance.
that you're the Overlord. Like, I think
Yeah.
that's really poetic that, like, the end is about you.
Yeah, it's about you,
Well, I
Di.
was about to say it's going to be symbolic of the entire show at large. Because after the show's done, I get on my call for like 45 minutes. So
I
You're
thought
also
you were
gonna
say after the
exist
show
with,
is
like,
done, you
one
fall into
intelligence.
The river Styx.
Yeah.
Yeah, one
Which is-
intelligence,
Get
one
sucked
wisdom.
into
It's
the...
like,
You're gonna feel like that afterwards, yeah.
Oh.
yeah, and eventually after 24 hours in the river Styx or my bed, I get up and I wander around with no charisma, just looking for coffee.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes sessions turn into a story that just pushes by itself.
Exactly.
And,
It's good.
you know,
They're the-
sometimes
they're the
one
best.
character moves forward a little bit, and that's fine. That's part of playing D&D. Everyone gets a shot in the spotlight. We had some great moments tonight.
Oh.
And in previous sessions, other people step forward into the spotlight, and we do try and share that around as much as we can. Tarquin's always a menace to society, but
That like
I have not
has
yet
representation.
clipped the
Fine.
animated tents. That is one that will be coming to you soon, Penny.
Please clip the animated tents.
I mean, I sacrificed myself by drawing him to the edge of the bridge, knowing that, you know, Finch
Yeah.
would try to throw him over. I like to think it was a team effort there.
I mean, it was definitely a team effort. I definitely helped Finch in dying.
yeah, well, baby has
was great.
baggage. Let's just say.
Maybe.
Fine. When she knew what happened and she turned back and she wasn't mad at you, she just wanted you to live.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
that
gets
got me.
Oh,
Yeah.
That got me too.
And Penny, that was perfect.
I'm crying.
Now, guys, we just need to repeat this on the day and make everyone
Yeah.
cry at 6 a.m.
Oh my god. Yeah.
the time to do it, right? Either you've stayed up too late for a certain reason, or you're up too early, and that also.
I mean, either way,
Yeah.
it's emotional damage.
Both are good reasons to cry, to be honest.
Like
Yeah.
4 a.m. is such a time Like it just shouldn't be a time.
It doesn't exist. It events.
The 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. wobbles are great. I can't wait for it.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
just gonna
real.
start crying mid-session and just thinking of this moment.
So Friend was very the moment that we all met, Friend was very inspired by moonshine and the way that you fly, and that's why Friend was a little distracted at the start because they stole this cup from Boris and they were like tinkering and they made
That's so fucking cool.
Cute.
this cup
Yes.
and with little wings. And I was gonna put the gem eyes in here to start it to make it work. But now it's just inanimate, which makes it like real creepy actually. It's like a little scary.
No,
On the
if
right
the
side, it still
DM
has
will
the
allow
gems.
for Moonshine to grant a couple of gems from her crown so that you can have a floating cup that can
Absolutely.
only hold Moonshine.
Hey.
Definitely.
Oh my god.
Is Moonshine the fairy who invented moonshine in the first place?
Totally. Yes, we'll completely go with that.
Add that to the backstory, fill out the
And every
character.
time someone says moonshine or makes moonshine, there's a small little like fey gift to you, and that's how you get your power. and
Exactly.
your
It just
reward
increases the
frequency.
power. Just, you know, adds and adds.
So what I'm hearing is that you're going to be an Archfey patron at some point.
Definitely.
You mean I wasn't already a patron? You know?
Yeah, she just
I
uses
wasn't
wizard magic
secretly a
because
level
that's
20.
the fad this millennia, right?
I'm looking forward to the next adventure when I can say to baby, "Oh, do you remember that time you threw your wife off the bridge?" And... oh, fun times.
Oh my gosh. I mean, usually baby's behavior is very self-destructive. Like, I pull the lever and I get the disintegrate spell, or I jump into the river, apparently, with the gladness cubes. But
I mean, you did
killing
really
someone I
try
love-
to aim for him, and like
Yeah,
your
we're gonna
intentions
have
were very
babies.
good.
Yeah, my intentions were good. It's baby's darkest timeline now, guys. She's gonna go even more goth.
Oh my
You have to put
god.
eyeshadow on.
Yeah.
Love it.
This is gonna be amplified.
And get like,
I
the
just
like
need-
two
oh.
tears on sideways.
I need fan art of Finch and Baby fighting side by side, one's like glowing.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
The other one-
Dark
the
blue
Like I
white.
said,
light.
I wish I was into animation and was good at doing portraiture or stuff like
Yeah.
that. Because
I love
my mind is like, yes, the framing.
Yeah.
Very
So beautiful.
cinematic
So good.
moments tonight, guys.
So
Some very
good.
cinematic moments.
It was beautiful.
Oh
it's a very
yeah, there
cinematic
was,
game.
there was some
Good
good
game.
stuff tonight.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us. Also,
Hey, thanks for
Yeah.
inviting us. That was so sweet of you guys
It's
to
so
have.
fun.
I can't
love it.
believe that you haven't gotten to play with anyone else. I was just like, maybe our schedule's just a bit full. I mean, I was trying to get you on, like, trying to find
Yeah.
space for you.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to play, I'm
Honestly,
happy to, yeah.
It's the biggest thing was that I wanted all of the groups to have time to mesh with the people in their groups.
Yeah.
And so like we're a week out now, so it's fine if I come play with all of you. But like I just felt selfish to insert myself into your bonding time with each other,
It's
right?
so
'Cause
much
if-
bonding time.
Yeah, we have played quite a few games already.
This is
We've done a few.
game 4.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I will
Yeah.
also point out that one thing Purdie's very good at doing is with my home group, sometimes inserting a new person that changes the group dynamic actually brings the rest of the group closer together.
Yeah, this is true.
I tend to find that people naturally warm to Tarquin very quickly, so you know it's not really a problem for me.
I'm going to read that book and then I'm going to burn it at the end. I'll pay for it. I will burn it.
You'll still get the
afterwards.
money for
You'll
it.
be desperate,
Yeah.
desperate for the sequel, my friend. Desperate for the sequel.
Hey.
It'll become a ritualistic thing. You have to do like a 10-part series.
Yeah.
All right,
Aw.
I think it is about time that I stop the recording. So if anyone would like to have some last things to say, I always keep it a little bit at the end because this is some of the best time, honestly.
Just watch all the players cry as we murder for the second time in a practice session a player.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say a dog, but also that.
I
yeah.
know.
I'm so sorry.
You guys killed the dogs. I just haven't put dogs in the revival.
Yeah.
Oh, as of tomorrow, the Cult of Kaveen is going to be public, and we're going to be sharing that because it's a week out from the show, right? So
Yes.
we're sharing the
Yeah.
Cult of Kaveen out publicly. So you haven't seen it, plenty of chance to go watch it, and that was my D&D
So
that I got to
good.
play.
So
and
good.
if
Is it not
you-
the cult of Kevin?
and-
Is it not?
yeah,
Culture Kevin.
Kevin.
It's fancy.
We do not
You gotta
speak of
put
the
some stank
Kevins.
on it.
It's a version of Kevin.
I thought it was just Kevin.
Yeah, it's like the sequel to last year's game and the prequel to this year's game. But we're releasing it now, like a week out from the main
Build up.
show,
Yeah.
so that anyone wants to get hyped can go watch the prequel adventure, like the connecting adventure from last year's. Well then just sometime over the next week to get themselves hyped. So
Yes.
just go ahead and watch Cult of Kevin if you want to see my cool Carmen San Diego like detective character.
I love it. That's
Okay.
such a good character.
So
Very,
good.
very fun.
Liz
just
as
some-
George was also very good.
Just some housekeeping for my group. We will have to get together at least one more time, not necessarily for a game, but we have yet to decide who's going through to the final bout. So we'll have to.
Do
make
we
a
have to
decision
decide
on
that before the game?
I would prefer for it to be prearranged on my end, just so that
Totally.
I can make
the
things more
person
narratively
knows and
satisfying
can
in that
sleep.
direction.
Sweet. Cool.
No, the DMs in the groups all have the choice between themselves for how the final player will be pushed through. Some people are going to make their players compete against each other. Some people are going to pre-select. Some people are going to leave it up to the audience. So,
Wow.
And that's
Yeah,
the
so-
conversation we have to have. So I'd like to at
Yeah.
least establish that rather than me just on the day panicking going, and you get it.
Yeah.
I would like to be kind enough to the player to be like, yes, and you're going to have to be up again in a couple of hours.
yeah, especially this one, you
Oh,
get 3
I'm
hours
going
off
to-
and then straight back in again.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep before our game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you all not? I'm not
Good
staying
idea.
up till 3 a.m. God no.
I will
I-
see
I
how I
will
go.
be. I will be up because mud.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out which group
Amy,
I
what
sacrifice.
was that about, like, the mods, like, sleeping and, like, actually having breaks? What have you told
Yeah.
all of us?
So remember though, Amie has a medical condition that prevents her from sleeping, so it's a bit different for Amie. You know.
Penny will be up the whole time because ride or die.
Yeah.
Right or die. Okay.
Yeah, honestly,
Oh,
like,
right,
I'm
right.
probably also in the
Is
same
that
boat.
we encourage healthy behaviour and taking that artificially. Fuck, we're staying up for 24 hours.
I've already taken Saturday and Monday off work for this,
Nice.
so I'll be fine.
I'm taking
Wow.
Friday and Monday off because I will be preparing on
Yeah.
Friday and sleeping on Monday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also have the Friday off, so I'm available so we can go over all those last minute
Yeah.
things as well.
We will get together and do all that stuff.
Yeah,
We'll probably do our test stream on the Friday.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that because I got a few
Yeah.
things to test.
Yeah.
I got a few
I-
more people to ping tomorrow too who still haven't spoken to me, so I've got a list of people we may need to chase up.
Okay.
I have sent my pregnant wife, partner of many years, to my sisters for that weekend.
Wonderful.
How pregnant is she?
Before we
third
go
trimester.
on, by the way, I'm going to end the stream. So, to anyone still watching, make
Yes.
out things out. But thank you so much for donating extra and for watching us. Hope you had fun.
Love you
Join us
guys.
again next year.
See you
Bye.
now.